production company, Town Square Media.
If we take the jail first, we'll have a place to lock up all the others. Then there's Keeler. He took over the bank as soon as the judge was murdered.
But I think that's because when you make tough decisions, you're left to deal with the repercussions.
Seriously, dear, I've done so many of these shows across the nation, helped so many people, and guided them to my website. And
look at this.
What is this, a joke program? I mean, what type of a program are you running here?
Here comes the ball.
Go, go, go.
Did you hear that hair?
Yo, New York! Morning radio personality Bill Keeler is no longer on the air. He was fired yesterday over a contract.
Father O'Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Ray Paulwell in Lynchburg, Virginia. How are you?
Good morning, Jim. Go to hell!
Free your mind.
Well, it's going to be a little different this week. Today we'll go to 70, tomorrow 80, and then close to 90 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday. Before things cool off just a little bit, but not much. I mean, it looks like the temperatures going forward are in the mid-70s to maybe low 80s, depending on where the extended forecast ends up going, but a bit of a change on the way. So we'll take that with all the joy and happiness, because this weekend was brutal. It was cold. I mean, I don't need to go over it, do I? It was terrible. Congratulations today going out to Davey, see if I get this right, in high school girls softball. Congratulations to Whitesboro winning the section championship, to Hamilton, and to RFA girls. Each team winning their respective Section 3 championship. And then today, Davey, I believe, at the very least, I know Holland Patton is playing today, right? The boys baseball for the sectional championship underway today.
Yeah, where I graduated, they beat West Hill. They beat Phoenix yesterday 9-2 at OCC, and then they play today at 4:00 against fourth-seeded Solvay. You know who's still the head coach there, even though he retired, is my good friend Scott Parsons.
I did not know that.
Congratulations, coach, and bring home a title for the Golden Knights.
Anybody else locally playing?
Oriskany, New Hartford, and Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame all playing for baseball sectional championships. So we'll speak with Manaski. He'll be in as our guest host here this morning. We'll speak with him coming up a little later on. I have a whole bunch. The Mayor's Gala was over the weekend. That was a great event. Heard great things that came from that. We'll speak with Mayor Mike Galimi. A very odd video from Katie Aiello. Did you see it?
Yeah, with the dragon.
Yeah. So Team Dragon. Are you Team Dragon?
No. She was.
It seemed like a really out in left field video. We'll try to speak to her at some point. Odd about the alleyway. I almost got a feeling that because there's been vandalism in there. There was a shopping cart fire in the thing, and really when dirt and garbage and who knows what goes blowing through there or lands in there, it catches the friction on that flooring catches, and it's just become a catch. But it's almost as if she took it personally. Like they put that on. They drew graffiti on the walls because attacking her. And I don't know that the people that drew the graffiti, if you can call it that, that's what she was critiquing the graffiti. I'm not sure that they had any knowledge of Katie Aiello. Maybe.
Did you see where she wanted to put the dragon smoke coming down where the shopping cart, where the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. It was a really weird video. Anyway, we'll speak to the mayor about that, and at some point, Katie Aiello. This morning, Manaski has a few guests. Number one, Aaron Cirasulo is the softball coach for Whitesboro. Back-to-back Section 3 titles, that softball team. And then, in addition, I believe he's got Sal coming in too, right?
Yeah, I guess I just woke up to the text this morning because...
Whoa, did the Dodgers meet up with the Yankees this weekend?
Yeah.
And to make things even more fun for New York, although the Yankees did take 1 out of 2. If you're only going to win one game and you're going to really get blown out, my suggestion would be to win the Sunday game. And that's so you can walk out of there with a victory.
Yeah, but Judge and Ohtani were both hitless last night.
Do you know who wasn't this weekend?
Juan Soto.
He came alive.
Now the Dodgers faced the Mets.
So the Mets took 2 of 3 from the Dodgers last week, and now we'll play the Dodgers today on their home turf,
Yeah,
like the Yankees did. And I'm just saying that this is a very tough team, and we'll see how the Mets handle them in their rematch of the National League Championship against the Dodgers.
Yeah, but the Mets had an easy schedule this past week. They played the White Sox, and then they played a lonely Colorado Rockies. You know, the Rockies are 3-27 on the road. They've only got 9.
The Rockies only have 9.
They're 9-50
wins. Listen, you can say that, but the Yankees play scrub teams as well.
Right.
The Yankees play the...
they did play the Rockies.
Yeah, and the Rockies beat the Yankees.
1 game.
Uh-huh. So the Mets, like the Philadelphia Phillies, have swept the Rockies. I'm just saying this. You can't say that it's, you're playing a team that can't win. Because I think those are... In fact, there may have been Keith Hernandez that talked a little bit about this, or Gary Cohen, one or the other, over the weekend, and I agree with this. When you get these teams, you need to win those games. And you know what? They have Major League Baseball players just like everybody else, and you run into a really tough pitching situation, which they did a couple times over this weekend, and a bad team becomes a tough team to beat. In fact, the White Sox took a game from the Mets. So, but that's a much improved team since last year, because the Rockies are really going to steal every record they have. Wayne says, "Wow, the Yankees, lucky you. The Mets get the Dodgers today. They beat up the Yankees over the weekend, with the exception of yesterday." All right, you're going to add something?
No, I was just the Mets play the Rockies this weekend.
Yeah, the Mets play
in Colorado.
The Dodgers, and then they play at the Rockies. Do you know this is a team that here we are on June 2nd, and the Rockies have only won 9 games. They are on the road to becoming the least winningest baseball team, not just in modern era, they're about to go back to the beginning of baseball, back into the 1800s, as the losingest, is the most losing baseball team on record.
Well, the Chicago White Sox set the record last year for the most.
Now, they didn't go back way deep into the 1800s.
So the Rockies.
And they're still, I think, on the all-time list. The White Sox are like number 3. The Rockies are on the road to potentially beat that. Who knows what could happen? But yeah, they'll play at Colorado. Expect to see the ball flying there, because when you play at that level, the ball tends to carry. So, and we'll talk about this. I do want to get Manaski's take on this as well. The Rome girl who was not allowed to go to the Rome Elementary. Do you know what school? Denti. She was not allowed to go to the dance because she left early, apparently, during the day of the dance. And the rule is, if you aren't in school all day and you don't have a doctor's excuse, then you're not able to attend the dance or any extracurricular activities. So she left about an hour and a half early on, I believe it was Friday. And did you get him? Okay. She left and needed to get her dress fixed. So supposedly she's really good. She's on the student council. She has good grades. Her aunt is the one that brought her into the TikTok. She's the did you see this TikTok? She's the bronze queen. The aunt is. And no, don't go criticizing because she spray tans. She doesn't use the UV rays. Anyway, I have really a mixed feelings on this. First of all, I think the girl is like what grade? How old is the
She's
kid?
in 8th grade.
An 8th grader, and this is a girl that apparently they knew she was leaving to get her dress fixed, to get her dress fitted for that night. And why didn't somebody say, okay, you can leave, but you remember that you won't be able to go to the dance tonight if you leave early and you don't have a doctor's note. Okay, so that all went down, and then the aunt was blaming the school. The other part of this I look at on the other side is if she's on the student council, she knew the rules. Everybody knows the rules. They make it very clear in Rome that in that school district, if you don't complete the day and you don't have a doctor's note, then you will not be allowed to attend any extracurricular activity. And so there's a lot of blame going around, and the aunt is completely blaming the school. On one hand, I'm thinking, why not let the girl just go? She's standing there, she's in her dress. She went to school almost the entire day. It was the last hour she went out. On the other hand, why not get the dress fixed at 3:00 right after school and spend the whole day in school? And if you know the rules, why not follow the rules? So there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Our sister station, the Frog down the hallway, is actually set up a replay dance for this, a redo. They've scheduled a dance for this girl and her friends at, is it the Polish Club?
The Rome Polish Home on Sunday. This Sunday from 4 until 6.
This Sunday, so that'll be quite interesting. Over the weekend, a lot of politics, a lot of Elon Musk. He even had a black eye. I guess his kid punched him. The White House working with Republicans to deal with the Doge cuts and to really put them in play and codify those cuts. On the line right now from Fox News Radio is Ryan Schmelz. Ryan, good morning. What do we know to start the week?
Good morning. Yes, where do you want to start?
Where I'm going to let you start wherever you want because there's a lot going on here.
Right. So actually this week, I believe Tuesday, we're expected to get our first rescissions package. So that is a package of spending cuts the White House can send to Congress requested, and they can have their cuts in many ways codified. So Congress can pass these spending cuts, which are called rescissions, on a simple majority. And that's obviously a tool that can be very effective for cutting spending, but it can only be done if the White House requests it. So we're getting the first formal rescissions package request, which will codify some of the Doge cuts that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are pushing for, especially when it comes to USAID, NPR, PBS. Those are the three under this first round.
So these are some of the things that have been promised and have been very, very controversial, right? Do we expect any additional legal challenges to this stuff?
Well, the funny thing is the legal challenges become a lot harder to do when you do the rescissions package because this is what they call, I guess, the old-fashioned way or the legal way of doing things, which is that the White House sends the package. Congress can just simply pass it on a simple majority as long as they do it within the 45 days that they legally have to do it when it's sent to Congress. So this is, this has kind of been one of the things that fiscal hawks and other Republicans have been arguing for.
Yeah, do it this way.
Yeah, exactly. So So this is in many ways the way in which they're going to do it and make the cuts in many ways permanent. And ultimately, if they do make them permanent, then the government actually does officially save the money from them. Because I think right now they'll tell you that, yes, DOJ has found this spending or they've been able to cut it, but it's not officially in the record as, a saving until Congress passes some type of legislation that codifies it.
And what do we know of the break? It does seem like this break with President Trump and Elon Musk isn't as perfect as it's being described as. It does seem like there is a little tension, but that really has not played out in public.
No, it is not. Certainly Elon Musk has made some comments in the last week or so that have been, critical of different aspects of the administration. He was critical of the One Big Beautiful Bill, which in many ways might be more of a criticism of Congress than anything else.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they did appear together in the White House, which I think did help smooth some things over and make it clear that it's not like this is a toxic relationship between the two. But, certainly there may have been their disagreements here or there. I've kind of, as I think I did this last week, linked it to maybe Bruce Arians and Tom Brady, where Bruce Arians made some comments critical of Brady during the season they won the Super Bowl. And they're like, oh, was there tension between you two? And he's like, well, no, I was just answering an honest question when I was asked it. And after a game where Tom did not play that great. So, right. And that's one way you could probably look at this. But at the same time, there have been, different moments where Musk has been, I think, more extensively critical of certain members of the administration, and that's of noteworthy.
All right, interesting stuff as always, Ryan. Happy Monday, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, have a great day. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. Stefan, stand by. I'll get right to you. He had a whirlwind of a weekend, and we have an update on news coming right up at WIBX.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone with your news update. New Hartford police arrested 2 juveniles on attempted robbery charges. According to police, officers were called to St. Thomas Church last Monday after a neighbor heard glass being broken. The caller said 3 people broke one of the church's windows and were trying to get inside. The caller confronted the individuals and provided their descriptions to authorities, which officers used to arrest 2 12-year-olds. The male juveniles were charged with attempted burglary in the 3rd degree, which is a felony, and 4th degree criminal mischief, which is a misdemeanor. They were issued appearance tickets returnable to Oneida County Probation Department. A Whitesboro man was arrested following a brawl at a wedding. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded to the Deerfield Firehouse on May 31st for a large fight at a wedding reception. Authorities determined 20-year-old Devlin Zajac of Whitesboro fought multiple individuals, striking one in the nose and choking another as guests tried to get him to leave. Zajac fought with police while being detained, resulting in more charges. He faces a slew of charges, including resisting arrest, harassment, disorderly conduct, criminal nuisance, and obstructing governmental administration. He was held pending centralized arraignment. Burnout among workers is at a 10-year high. The World Health Organization describes burnout as a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. And it includes feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased mental distance from one's job, and reduced professional efficacy. According to a recent report by Glassdoor, burnout has escalated to unprecedented highs, with the term being mentioned in employee reviews increasing by 32% year over year as of the first quarter of this year. The report also found mentions of burnout have increased by 50% since the 4th quarter of 2019, marking the highest rate since data collection began in 2016. And exercise could reduce the risk of colon cancer making a comeback. A new study found that people who had recovered from colon cancer that developed a personal exercise program were 90% cancer-free after 8 years. Patients without an exercise program were 83% cancer-free. The findings were published Sunday in the New England Journal of Medicine. Your Weather Center forecast is coming up next. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
Finally going to get into some good stuff now. Some early summer weather coming, especially by midweek. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy it. Some partial sun early, then mostly sunny this afternoon. 70 tonight, mainly clear, still chilly in the upper 40s. North Country, obviously a little bit chillier. Tuesday, sunshine 80. How about Wednesday, sunny 88? I'm Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Ferris commercial mowers set the bar with racing-inspired patented full suspension and integrated cutting decks so you can go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Ferris Experience Suspension. Take advantage of the best financing and prices of the year. Visit us at whitesfarmsupply.com.
We're the power in power equipment. White's Farm Supply.
For a lasting impression, trust the quality and craftsmanship of Humphrey Memorials. They're experienced in all facets of memorial design, sales of monuments and mausoleums, on-site cemetery lettering, cleaning and restoration, and specialty services like etched glassware, mirrors, and landscape products. Humphrey Memorials of Herkimer has been making a lasting impression in central New York since 1946. They also handle commercial construction projects as well. Find out more at humphrey.memorials.com. or call 866-4471.
Spring is in the air, and so are the savings at Adirondack Home Furniture in Utica. Now is the perfect time to refresh your space with their incredible spring sale. Discover a beautiful selection of high-quality, USA-made furniture that brings together timeless style and lasting durability. Whether you're updating a single room or reimagining your entire home, Adirondack Home Furniture has just what you need, with unbeatable prices that won't stretch your budget. Looking to elevate your outdoor living? Don't miss their best prices of the season on indoor and outdoor furniture. Perfect pieces for spring and summer lounging. Take advantage of flexible financing options to make your dream home more affordable than ever and enjoy free local delivery on every purchase. Shop at your own pace in a low-pressure atmosphere with help from experienced interior designers who are ready to bring your vision to life. Visit Adirondack Home Furniture at Riverside Center, Utica, or online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Adirondack Home Furniture. Create the home and the patio you've always dreamed of.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually in fact true. How would you like up to $2,000 of free windows? When I say $2,000 of free windows, I mean $2,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $2,000 to get $2,000 free. You just get $2,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of the restrictions are income-based. And you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as one day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning, and Manansky has made his way in here this morning. The sun is shining. A little chilly out there right now, but we're going to have some you this week. If I know you well enough, you'll be complaining about the heat this week. You'll be prefacing it by saying, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to complain. It's 90 degrees, and I'm out here in this game. Oh, boy.
Wow. Well, we've worked together before, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So, but I'm telling you, it's going to feel good for a change with temperatures warming up.
I joked. I had a bunch of games this weekend. It was sectional weekend, obviously, for baseball and softball. I had a tournament in Rome, not sectional related. It was a travel ball tournament. I mean, it rained. It's
terrible.
I almost can't even describe it, how miserable the weather has been. I joke with the other umpires. I hope you had a good summer. I can't believe it's fall ball already. I mean, it was 55 in a strong breeze yesterday, and Saturday was almost a complete washout. Because there were tournaments, you had situations where games were being played just because we got to play the game.
Yeah. It was really rough to deal with. I think people are just trying to get these games in. Here we are on June 2nd. There's going to be a point where you can't get these games in anymore. You're in the sectionals.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, Hamilton, RFA, and Whitesboro all winning Section 3 championships yesterday. And I know we're going to be speaking with the Whitesboro softball coach.
Yes, it's back-to-back titles for them.
Yeah. All right, can I bring in the I have a couple of comments here, by the way. I think this is funny. Mike's thinking, because in this video that Katie Aiello does, she's saying, are we all Team Dragon? I don't know what in the hell she's talking about. As if she's critiquing the graffiti that she does. Says this isn't even graffiti. It doesn't even qualify as graffiti. Anyway, she's saying, I'm Team Dragon, and I think we could put a dragon right here, and the smoke coming from the dragon could come out of the shopping cart where there was the fire. I mean, we could really embrace this whole thing. I don't know if she's having a meltdown or what, but maybe she'll explain. Mike says, I wonder if Katie thinks she's Daenerys Targaryen. Remember that and the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones?
I don't remember that.
Oh, she was the beautiful, very, very, blonde, but really blonde. She was the mother of all dragons, and beautiful. She was beautiful. Game of Thrones. You might want to look for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was unique. I have audio on that I'm going to get to. And the little girl, 8th grader in Rome, who was not allowed to go to her 8th grade dance that she was all dressed up for. She had her dress on, and now apparently she had to get her dress fitted, so she left school early. But the rule is that apparently has been said and told over and over and over again to students. If you do not attend the whole day and you don't have a doctor's notice, you will not be able to attend the dance tonight or any extracurricular activities. So it was made very clear, the school says, that is the rule, and it applies to everyone, even kids with good grades, even kids who are on the student council. So she left. She did not have a note. When she came to the dance at night, she's all dressed up and ready to go, and they would not let her in.
It was the same day, obviously?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I play her audio?
Yes, please.
So then the aunt, who is, I got to bring in the aunt. The aunt is Bronze Goddess. That's her TikTok.
Okay. I thought it was another character from Game of Thrones.
No,
okay.
No. That's the Bronze Dragon.
Okay.
Goddess. This is just Bronze Goddess.
Okay.
Who says here, so this post is specifically for every parent and child that lives in Rome, or that their children go to Louis V. Denti. My niece went to the school dance tonight, and she got there. They turned her away as she was in the car with all of her friends and her mother because she had to leave because she had to leave school early in the day, and she did not have an excuse. So you want to hear the audio? This is great opportunity, by the way, for TikTok clicks. TikTok clicks, good opportunity. This is TikTok gold right here. No, or should I say, this is TikTok bronze. Here we go. There we go.
I want you to tell everybody why you're sitting here hysterically crying and what school you go to and what the problem is.
They won't let me in my school dance because I was an hour and a I got out of school an hour and a half early to go get a dress fitted for me for the dance, but they won't let me because there's a strike. And it's from Denti Elementary.
Okay, and why did you leave school early today? What was the reason?
To go get a dress fitted specifically for the dance.
That's right.
This reminds me of a good old-fashioned divorce or breakup child support video. It's like, and your father did what? Explain what your father did. And he hit you, right? He hit you as you were trying to.
Yeah.
Yes, he hit me. It was terrible. I didn't know what to do. And explain how then he pushed you. And then his girlfriend, that hussy, came in and just pushed you again, didn't she? Yeah, she pushed me.
Bill.
Sorry.
Who's guest hosting today, me or you?
It might be you hosting tomorrow. I don't know. Listen.
I feel bad for this girl.
What are you doing exploiting this little girl on TikTok for? So you can, is this to help her? Because this isn't going to help her. Although I guess it did down the hallway. Are you ready? The Frog is doing a dance for her. And it'll be at the Polish community home.
Smitty.
I don't have the name right, but it's something Polish in Rome, Davey. What is it?
I'm sorry, the Rome Polish home.
Okay, sorry. I put the words in a different order. Anyway, so which I think is very nice and a nice attempt. Yes. However, would you at least agree with me that the rules are the rules?
I agree with you.
I mean, come on. And even though, and it goes on, you're on the, your grades are good, right? I think your grades are good. You're an A student.
So you're an A+ student. You have no attendance problems. You have nothing wrong, right? That's right. I'm very sorry. And I just want to put this out there so we can put, what is the name of the school? And where do we live?
Louis V. Denti Elementary.
Number one. Okay, here's the other part. Here's this little girl crying, and you got the camera on her. And for the world to see on TikTok, you're showing her photo, and you are telling the world where she goes to school every day. I mean, how safe is that? What are you thinking?
I hear you.
And your father
girl.
didn't feed you, right? Your father did not feed you for 3 days in a row. Isn't that right?
Wow.
It's the same type of, I'm not saying that's what this is. I'm saying it's the same type of crap. Leading the witness, and the witness becomes the child. And it's just, for me, I look at this as you're not trying to help the kid. But this is going to give me some clicks. I'm going to get some clicks on this. And in fact, yes, 440,000 likes.
Wow.
18.8 thousand comments. 4,552 shares. I mean, this is definitely TikTok bronze. There's no doubt.
I do like that take, Bill. That's a good take.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, I really do feel bad for this girl, and I think rules are rules, though. I mean, at the end of the day, rules are rules.
Now.
Can I ask you a question? Because I don't know this.
Okay.
I've been under the impression that when you, I guess, boys and girls, men and women, if you need to be fitted or have an outfit resized, isn't day of a little late to be doing that? It just seems to me like, don't they have to, when you talk about alterations.
You tell me to pull out my scissors on the day of, I'm not going to be happy. If I'm an alterationist or whatever the hell they're called. If I'm Frank Vita and you come to me and you say, I need this done because the wedding is tomorrow. Oh, he's not happy. So, yeah, that is a little late. And, a lot of people said that the parents here failed this child. They should have. And you know what? It's an opportunity probably to tell the kid, teach the kid a really valuable lesson. However, you ever have one of those situations where you're like, you don't understand because you go to said fast food restaurant.
Okay.
And breakfast ends at 10:29. 10:30,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And you go to order your fish
sausage burrito,
your burrito breakfast sandwich, and they're like, "I'm sorry, it's 10:28. We're no longer serving breakfast." Yet, if you go to that very same place for lunch and it's 10:28, you're like, "I'd like a double cheeseburger."
Yeah.
It's like, "I'm sorry, it's only 10:28. Breakfast doesn't start until 10:30." It's almost like sometimes rules could be bent just a little bit. Like my wife, who is an elementary school teacher, last night said to me, I understand rules are rules and the rules should be followed. And this is not a good lesson to be teaching this young girl. However, based on my experience working in schools for over 25 years, in this situation, these rules could have been bent to allow this girl to go to that dance.
Right. I think I agree with your wife.
I almost feel like you can look at this from both sides. However, let me then I wrap up with the bronze goddess.
That's right. Love you.
Love you. Love the clicks you're gonna give me. Love the clicks. Love.
You're in a mood today, huh?
Love the clicks. Love the clicks.
All right.
449.9 thousand likes. This thing has gone viral.
The other thing is this policy born out of, was there a situation?
I'm sure all the time kids take the day off, they take a half day, they do. So a policy was made, and it's got to be followed. And
so it's like, hey, tonight's the dance, and then you get 35% of the kids don't show up for school that day, but they're all at the dance at night.
To be fair, the girl was at school through 95% of the day.
Okay.
And at one point they said an hour, but then the little girl said it was an hour and a half. So, all right, well, by going on TikTok, she gets a free dance from the frog. That's going to be very nice, and there'll be a lot of attention. A lot of people will have a lot of fun with it. But at the same time, I'm torn on this issue. Wayne says, follow the rules. Follow the rules.
Is she the only child also who was denied entry because of this?
That we do not know. However, I can't imagine that they would have. I believe the rule applies to everybody. And to say, well, she has good grades and she's on the student council is not enough to be able to break the rules.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's the deal. I mean, you get this when, if the pitch is outside, the pitch is outside.
I wish your wife was here this Monday, today. to discuss this because I'd love to
Well,
hear the
I'm going to get her on.
at it.
I would want to get her on. Maybe I'll get her on. I'll try to see if she'll come on and talk right out of the news and get her take on it. Donna
this is
says,
a tough one. I'm admitting here I'm partially swayed by the fact that she was emotional and this was a big deal to her. I do probably fall on the rules of the rules side, but you don't want to see an eighth grader crying. And
Donna
everything.
says, but they said they asked someone in the office and that person said it was okay. So I don't know. There's a lot of mixed stuff going on here. I will tell you this. I can unequivocally say, first of all, I'm torn on this issue. I could find myself landing both sides, but I am unequivocally against exposing this little girl on TikTok like this. I think it's terrible. Quick break. We have news coming up.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash. You know, Scott, Father's Day has me thinking about all the ways you take care of our home, mowing the grass, keeping it safe, and of course, hiring the right home improvement company.
Choosing the right contractor is no easy job. That's why I'm proud to say that New York Sash delivers worry-free remodeling. Call us once and you'll have our dedication every step of the way for your window, siding, bath, or door project.
I want to give our customers extra peace of mind for Father's Day with a free Ring video doorbell to anyone who comes into our Idea and Design Center to schedule their home improvement project. No purchase necessary. Just take the time to learn how we can help you improve your home.
And how about a free home security system to anyone who makes a purchase, plus 15% off.
Father's Day is coming up, whether it's for your dad or just for yourself. Give the gift of a window, siding, bath, or door upgrade and choose worry-free remodeling from New York Sash.
And we'll treat you to a video doorbell, security system, and 15% off only at New York Sash.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
He set people on fire. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
There was a woman that was burning on the ground. And then we noticed two other people that had also been affected by the burns on their legs.
He saw what the FBI is investigating as a terror attack in Boulder, Colorado.
Mohammed Solomon allegedly deciding to rain terror yesterday in Boulder, Colorado, setting fire to pro-Israel demonstrators who were out simply peacefully rallying in support of the hostages still being held in Gaza. The 45-year-old suspect could be heard yelling, "Free Palestine," while using Molotov cocktails and a makeshift flamethrower to carry out his attack, which sent 8 people to the hospital.
Fox's Todd Pyro.
Fox News has confirmed the suspect is an illegal immigrant from Egypt who had overstayed his visa after entering the U.S. during the Biden administration.
Solomon's facing numerous charges, weapons, assault, and murder, though we've not been told anyone died. More deaths in Gaza, Palestinian officials blaming on Israeli forces firing toward a crowd near a food distribution site, leaving 31 people dead.
An Israeli military official insists that while troops fired warning shots over the heads of suspected attackers, it was other masked men who shot at civilians. They accuse Hamas of trying to prevent the successful distribution of food. Media organizations are unable to verify any of these claims because independent journalists don't have access to the aid sites.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. There are new Russia-Ukraine ceasefire talks going on today in Turkey. The Senate returns this week to consider President Trump's big, beautiful bill to fund his agenda and extend the 2017 tax cuts, but some of his fellow Republicans are opposed. Fox's Gunnar Scott details one of them.
Wisconsin GOP Senator Ron Johnson says there are problems he has with the House bill. He thinks it will add to the federal debt and that it doesn't go far enough to cut spending. That's why on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures, he said,
"You have to take the time and do it. Doe shows how to do it. Contract by contract, line by line."
America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
3 escaped prisoners remain on the run. Derek Groves and Antoine Massey are the last of the 10 fugitives that are still on the loose from a jailbreak in New Orleans. 8 others were already caught. Groves is a convicted murderer. So is Grant Harden, who escaped from an Arkansas prison wearing a disguise a week ago Sunday. He is a former police chief also convicted of rape. It's June, which means we're now 2 days into the Atlantic hurricane season, with government forecasters predicting as many as 10 hurricanes will form, but they're getting artificial assistance now.
New AI products are taking their cracks at predicting tropical cyclones, and even the team of federal forecasters at the National Hurricane Center are interested in what it can do for them. Center Director Michael Brennan on the Fox News Rundown podcast.
We're starting to pull them in and evaluate them in our system this year, compare them to the traditional modeling we use, and see how they might be used to supplement us as part of our tool set going forward.
Storm data devised by AI could be used to calculate storm tracks, watches, and warnings. Eben Brown, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop to start a new month. Dow futures down more than 100 points, coming off a positive May when the Dow rose more than 4%. The Nasdaq surged up almost 10% last month. Also this morning, oil prices rising more than $2. On the NASCAR track,
Denny Hamlin decided to race Sunday despite his wife being due with the couple's third child. He won stage 1 and led 79 laps, but ended up settling for third.
Ryan Blaney is the man in Music City.
Courtesy Amazon Prime, Ryan Blaney was there at the end, notching his first win of the year to qualify for the playoffs. The final 102 laps of the race were run caution-free. 22-year-old Carson Hocevar was second. I'm Tim McMaster, Fox News.
In golf, Scotty Scheffler won another tournament, the Memorial, a few weeks after winning the PGA Championship. In women's golf, Maya Stark won a major, the U.S. Open. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. Right now, 49 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Your full WIBX Weather Center forecast is coming up right after this. A Rome man was arrested on charges for sexually assaulting a child. According to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, authorities were alerted that 26-year-old Kashawn Ware had sexual contact with a girl under 11 years of age. An investigation was opened into Ware, and authorities determined the abuse transpired in Utica between September of 2021 to June of 2022. Ware was arrested in Rome and was charged with the count of criminal sexual act in the first degree, which is a felony. He was remanded to Oneida County Correctional in lieu of bail. The child victim was granted an order of protection and offered services by the Child Advocacy Center. A Sangerfield man was arrested on a warrant for drug possession charges. According to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to the Circle K in town and recognized 40-year-old Glenn Sauerhafer. The man was wanted in Augusta Town Court for a count of criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 7th degree. Sauerhafer was charged with following a traffic stop in April. He was taken to Oneida County Correctional to await centralized arraignment. One expense is proving too much for some Americans. A national study found that in the last year, more than half of pet owners skipped necessary vet care because of the price tag. The study done by PetSmart Charities and Gallup found that 7 in 10 people who declined care said the main reason was that they couldn't afford it or didn't think it was worth the cost. PetSmart Charities president said the results were similar across all income levels. The report found that vet care costs in the U.S., they've gone up by over 60% over the past 10 years. Rome police are investigating another smash-and-grab robbery. About a week after the Relax Inn reported a break-in where cash was removed from the register, officers were called to the Bloomfield Market Thursday morning. Police were told by a victim that an unknown person entered the store by smashing through the front door. Once inside, the suspect took several items and fled. Rome police are investigating the incident and are urging anyone with information to come forward by giving them a call at 315-339-7780. WIBX isn't the only thing turning over 100 years old. The Buffalo Zoo, it turns 150. It celebrated the event Saturday by offering lower ticket prices at $18.75 and passed out birthday cake. President and CEO Lisa Smith said the zoo is proud to continue to provide for the community, educate visitors to have empathy for wildlife and other related goals. For a list of more activities, go to buffalozoo.org, turning 150. And finally, the Trump administration is implementing a merit hiring plan across federal agencies. It has banned race, sex, or religion data in federal workforce hiring as the administration works to overhaul the federal government through major cuts and restructuring. The plan calls for the end to diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, or DEI, in hiring, calling them illegal, demeaning, and immoral. The Office of Personnel Management also announced that on June 30th, agencies' human capital officers will send reports on recruitment and eliminating practices the administration deems discriminatory. Your WIBX news time is 7:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Finally going to get into some good stuff now. Some early summer weather coming, especially by midweek. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy it. Some partial sun early, then mostly sunny this afternoon. 70 tonight, mainly clear. Still chilly in the upper 40s. North Country, obviously a little bit chillier. Tuesday, sunshine 80. How about Wednesday, sunny 88. I'm Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
49 under mostly cloudy skies. Let's take a look at sports. Brought to you by the IBEW 43 local sports desk. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen, he is a married man. He married actress Haley Steinfeld in California in an outdoor ceremony on Saturday. They got engaged in November of 2024. The New York Knicks season is over. They fell to the Pacers Saturday night. The Magic ran out as the Knicks lost 125-108. Karl Anthony Towns with 14 points was the Knicks' high point man. The loss ends the best Knicks season in recent memory as they made their first conference finals since the year 2000. The Pacers now advance to the NBA Finals that take place Thursday. They take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The stage is set for the 2025 Stanley Cup Final. The Edmonton Oilers, they're looking for revenge when they battle the Panthers in a rematch of last year's Cup Finals. The Panthers hope to successfully defend their title. They captured the first Stanley Cup win after topping Edmonton in 7 games. The Panthers back in the Cup Final after ousting the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Oilers, they took out the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final. Game 1 is Wednesday night. The Mets, they completed the series sweep after topping the Rockies 5-3 in their finale. Pete Alonso blasted a 3-run bomb, and Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto each went deep with a solo homer. New York has won 7 of its last 8 and leads the NL East again. The Mets visit the Dodgers for a 4-game set that begins tonight. The Yankees, they managed to salvage their series finale against the Dodgers after earning a 7-3 victory in Los Angeles after a pretty embarrassing defeat on Saturday. Ryan Yarbrough picked up the win after striking out 5 batters over 6 innings. New York still leading the AL East after snapping its 2-game skid. They host the Guardians for a 3-game set beginning tomorrow night. Columbia bounced from the NCAA Baseball Championship. They fell to Southern Miss in an elimination game. Binghamton had been knocked out after a loss to Oklahoma State in an elimination game of the Athens Regional. Scotty Scheffler celebrating his 2nd consecutive win at the Memorial Tournament. Scheffler once again finished atop the leaderboard, this time at 10 under par, to come away with the title at Muirfield Village Golf Club. Ben Griffin finished 4 strokes back of Scheffler at 6 under par for 2nd place. Sepp Straka earned 3rd after finishing 5 under par. Ryan Blaney cruised to a Cracker Barrel 400 victory Sunday. The driver of the number 12 car led Carson Hocevar by nearly 3 seconds to take home the checkered flag from Nashville Superspeedway. Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and William Byron rounded out the top 5 finishers at the NASCAR Cup Series. It turns its attention to Michigan International Speedway for the Firekeepers Casino 400 next Sunday. And some of the top names in tennis, they punched their tickets to the French Open quarterfinal. 2nd-seeded Carlos Alcaraz and 8th-seeded Lorenzo Musetti will be moving on after notching wins in the 4th round. A pair of Americans also advancing after 12th-seed Tommy Paul and 15th-seed Frances Tiafoe both recorded victories on the women's side. Top-seed Arnya Sablenka, 5th-seeded Iga Swiatek, 8th-seeded Zhang Shuang Qingwen, and 13th-seed Alana Svitolina will be taking the court in the quarterfinals. Your WIBX news time is 7:12, 49 degrees, mostly sunny right now. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
So, Steve Ponte Mazda, their Move to Mazda sales event is back. Did you like that, Davey? I'm trying, Davey, to be more hip. And I thought that doing the that's kind of a hip thing, maybe? No? It's not. Oh, it's absolutely not.
It's in my book, you're hip.
Okay. Message from my wife, don't ever do that again. Okay. All right. That's fine. By the way, I asked her, I said, Manaski has requested you come on to talk about this dance situation. Her response was, not in a million years. I don't know what that means. I'm not touching that, is what she said. Steve Punny Mazda, the Move to Mazda sales event is back. And I got to just say, I have a father-in-law, I have a mother and father, and us, of course, all have purchased in the last several months, I guess, in the last few months, have all purchased new Mazdas from Ricky Z and Wyatt and everybody over there at Steve Punny Mazda. And the latest is my parents they love this vehicle. And you know what the weird thing is? So when I was having work done on my CX-90, you know that everybody gets this. This is not just me. Rick set us up with a loaner. And my father and mother rode with us in the loaner. And my father said, I really like this car. And I said, well, I can let Rick know, but it's in their loaner. So the loaner has to stay for so long in their loaner program.
Okay.
And I forget, it might be 3 months, 90 days, 100 days, whatever it is. Anyway, the date came up, and the car I was given as a loaner that my parents rode in, they are buying that car today.
No kidding.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. It's got a cool color to it.
Well, how would you describe the color?
It's kind of like a tan, but a little green tint to the tan. It's a very unique color.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Anyway, they like it a lot. That's all that matters. Right now, you can save on new Mazda leases. Enjoy 0.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, 5s, 50s, 70s, and CX-90s. It's just a good experience to purchase a vehicle from Steve Punny Mazda. See the dealership for details. Mazda finished 2024 with a 16.8% sales increase year over year and was awarded more IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than any other brand. As Rick says, come on down. You're the next contestant on Let's Make a Deal on a brand new Mazda at Steve Punny Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. So very happy for my parents today.
We have more comments coming in on the Rome situation.
I have a lot of comments here, and maybe people want to call in as well. 315-736-0186. A lot of people with opinions on this young lady who didn't get to go to the dance. And I do have a few.
I mean, look, I also swaying or influencing my feeling on this is I know how expensive these are and how much money the parents spent for an event that I guess, not that the event didn't happen, but she didn't get to go to it. So how much did that dress and the alteration
that should play
cost?
No role, though.
In my mind, it does.
I'm sure, but it can't play a role. It is, the rules are rules. However, if you've ever been in that situation where there's a rule in place and you're like, come on, in this scenario, this doesn't make sense. You could just bend this rule a little bit and it's logical, right? And I feel like there are situations in the world where probably the best lesson in the world is to learn that there are sometimes people are like, there's no bending. Nope, the rule is the rule because it's the rule. And I'm sorry, I told you we're closing at 7 o'clock, and it's now 7 p.m. and 30 seconds. So you're going to have to come back tomorrow to pick up that dress for tonight's party. Right? You know what I'm like? Imagine.
Yes, that's an example.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Here's Stefan Rubitsky. Stefan, good morning. What in the hell have you been doing?
Well, hello, Bill, and hello, Jeff.
Well,
I will say the other night when I received a phone call from you and I said, what's going on? And you said, well, I'm in, where were you again?
I was in Cleveland, Ohio.
I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm like, what are you doing in Cleveland?
Well, I went there for a professional bowling tournament.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Well, because I'm a big sports fan, and I like to attend professional events, and it was a fun time.
Did you get in?
Yes, I did actually. I got in, and one of the professional bowlers saw me and was nice enough and said he can be on my guest list.
Oh, okay. It allowed you in.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Was it women's professional bowling or men's?
It was women's professional bowling.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a channel you could have watched it on?
Yes.
You had to go out there live?
You need one of those boxes where you can watch anything.
You can watch it on YouTube if you want, and also Bowl TV, which is online. You can watch it on, and but in person, it's a great experience.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Everything worked out. You didn't end up in jail or a hospital or anything like that.
No, I did not.
Okay, and you made your way back.
Yes, I did. I got back early Saturday morning.
And you had enough money on you to be able to get there and get back.
Actually, my mom helped me out with getting back.
Okay, all right.
Stefan, what did this trip cost you, round trip, you and your mother?
Coming back.
No, the whole thing. How much did you pay to get out there, and where did you end up staying?
I stayed at a Best Western hotel overnight, and coming back it was $83, so probably altogether around $200, adding the $83 together. I'm not good at math.
Yeah, right. Me either.
I don't know, Stefan.
Boy. Well, listen, stay at home. There's so many professional things going on at home.
You could save $200 by watching it on Bowl TV or whatever website you were plugging there.
All right, Stefan. Well, we're glad you made it back.
Yes, safe and sound.
Yes, and Juan Soto is starting to heat up. That's a good thing.
He
is. He needs to do it when it counts, like against teams like the Dodgers and the good teams.
If only they were playing the Dodgers sometime soon. That would be awesome. Oh, wait a minute.
And that's tonight.
That's tonight. They're playing tonight. Okay, let's hope he continues to perform into this series. He is a real difference maker for the Mets because you have, everybody's clicking right now. So to add one more in Juan Soto to be playing really well would be really, really big. So, okay, we'll see what happens. Thank you, man.
Bye, Bill.
Goodbye, Stefan. Davey, do I have time? Should I break now and then take Sal, or should I take Sal now? Nobody makes Sal wait. Okay, Sal, you're here. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
I want to ask you about this this girl, and because you're an umpire, you call balls and strikes. So
dragging them in.
I'm dragging you in on this. So she doesn't spend the whole day in school at Rome, an 8th grader. Went to go to the dance at night, and they said, sorry, you can't go to the dance because you don't have a doctor's note and you weren't in school all day. Therefore, you can't go to the dance. Now it's turned into a whole to-do. What are your thoughts?
This is the first time I'm hearing it, so
okay.
I'm not really. I didn't hear the story, so I'm not sure what you guys are talking about.
So you agree with me? I figured.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I figured you did.
Bill, I always agree with you.
You do, and thank you for that.
I do.
All right, what are we talking about today?
Well,
by the way?
Sal had, I believe, unless the rain knocked it out, there was obviously boys and girls sectional action this weekend, and I think Sal was on at least one of the boys sectional games.
We were very successful with the girls.
Yeah.
3 sectional championships here.
But Sal, what game did you have? And I've got to schedule an update here because on the boys' end, I don't know if it's weather related or if it was planned this way, but tonight and tomorrow we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 local teams still playing for section titles on the boys' side.
Boys' side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last Thursday I had a sectional game, Oriskany versus Hamilton. And then Saturday they sent me to Camden to do Notre Dame and Fabius Pompey.
Notre Dame won that game.
Yeah, but a downpour came, so they canceled it. So guys had to go back Sunday at 3 p.m., but I already had a doubleheader, so I stayed on the doubleheader instead of going back to the sectional game.
What a mess this weather has been. So difficult.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I mean,
so Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame won yesterday. They beat the number 1 seed a few days ago. They beat Fabius Pompey yesterday, so I believe they're in the championship today at OCC. At 4, they wanted me to go to OCC, but I already had a game scheduled today, so I stayed on the game that's scheduled.
So
I know
what
Holland
I got
Patton won and New Hartford won.
I've got today Holland Patton plays Solvay, and New Hartford plays Jamesville DeWitt, I believe. And then tomorrow it's McGraw and Oriskany for the D title, and then Notre Dame and Bishop Grimes will be tomorrow night at 7 in the C final.
Yes, my mistake. I was supposed to go to the 4 o'clock game today for Holland Patton, but I'm not going to OCC.
So
we still got 4 local teams still alive.
Boy, that's incredible. And 3 sectional titles out of the girls softball and boys baseball going at it. It's really, really cool. So now, has Manaski reached the level where you'd allow him to do a playoff game?
Oh, Jeff, 3 years? I'd give him another year.
Yeah,
another
so
year. Okay.
Because of a shortage in the situation, I was able to do a playoff game last year.
Nice.
Which was an experience. But yeah, I'm still on the younger end for doing these sectional games.
Do you make more money on a sectional game than you would on a regular game?
Well, the first round is a 2-man crew.
Okay.
And then the semis are a 3-man crew, and everything after the semis is a 3-man crew.
Okay.
So the semis you get $5 extra, and then the championship game you get $10 extra.
Well, you're gonna get rich.
Well, no, not really. You know what? It's funny because I asked Sal for his game, is that extra? You get extra money for that versus a regular game fee? And I was surprised. It is extra, but it's $5 extra. It's $5. I mean,
just a horrible year for high school baseball and high school softball. Just terrible with this weather.
So Bill, it's funny you bring that up. So last year I did 30 high school games. That included a couple sectional games.
Yeah.
Today I have a modified game. Today will be my 18th high school game.
Oh my God! Almost
to show you what kind of spring we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, this complex that Tony Pacenti's talking about at the hangar at Griffiths is going to be incredible because kids will be able to play baseball indoors in the winter. I mean, this is really a game changer for us up here when this thing is complete.
I agree. I agree. And I noticed, because Murnane Field's about 95% done with the turf, you're going to get more and more high schools putting turf field in. Frankfurt already put an infield in. I heard Holland Patton's putting in turf. Whitesboro's putting in turf right now.
Well, it's going to allow you to play games that you can't play right now.
Yeah, it's just they're doing it because there's just too many cancellations.
By the way, Sal, Stefan needs a ride to the girls' softball game today. Are you heading there? I'm kidding. Stefan, it's a joke.
Unfortunately, I can't help Stefan out.
Okay.
Not today.
All right. All right, anything else you want people to know out there other than a really good representation this year for Section 3 here in the area?
No, but today, tomorrow, and Wednesday is going to be sunny, so get your camera out and take a picture.
That's right, because it's not lasting for long. I'm going to tell you that.
Not lasting.
All right. Okay, Sal, thanks for the update. Go Mets.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Take care,
guys.
man.
All right. Sal, and I got a bunch of comments on this this girl situation that wasn't allowed to go to the dance, and some are biting comments.
Okay, I can't wait to hear
I
them.
think I'm going to let them all go. I'm going to let them all fly, and we'll get to it coming up at WIBX.
It's Amerique Credit Union's 75th anniversary, and our high-rate checking account has an unprecedented rate worth celebrating. Get started at amerique.org/high-rate.
Are you at the point where you are just feeling stuck with your health and fitness journey and you don't know where or how to begin? Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp, and I can help you focus on a solution instead of the problem. At Fit Body Bootcamp in Whitesboro and Clinton, we will help you by providing fat-burning 30-minute workouts and an effective nutrition program. Your time is now. Come join us where we inspire fitness and change lives. And remember, you're just one phone call away from living your best life.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and servicing Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
The 2025 Boilermaker is about to sell out, and WIBX with Fit Body Bootcamp of Clinton and Whitesboro is giving you the chance to get in the action. Score an official running bib to the 2025 Boilermaker Road Race by entering on the WIBX station app. Get your entry in by June 22nd, and you could be running in one of America's most famous races on July 13th. So run, don't walk to register now to win one of the exclusive Boilermaker running bibs thanks to WIBX and Fit Body Bootcamp of Clinton and Whitesboro.
Get a smile for all seasons at Shulman and Rosansky Family Dentistry.
I'm Andrew Rosansky, inviting you to call us for crowns and veneers that will give you a beautiful smile that will keep you smiling year-round. Call us today.
Get a smile for all seasons at Shulman and Rosansky Family Dentistry, 1 Paris Road, New Hartford, and online at uticasmiles.com.
Power equipment, White's Farm Supply.
At Kubota, we want to help you deliver a job done right. That's why we want you to know that new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You have work to do. We have the reliable, durable, and versatile lineup to help you do it. Visit us at whitesfarmsupply.com.
We're the power in power equipment, White's Farm Supply.
Spring is in the air, and so are the savings at Adirondack Home Furniture in Utica. Now is the perfect time to refresh your space with their incredible spring sale. Discover a beautiful selection of high-quality, USA-made furniture that brings together timeless style and lasting durability. Whether you're updating a single room or reimagining your entire home, Adirondack Home Furniture has just what you need, with unbeatable prices that won't stretch your budget. Looking to elevate your outdoor living? Don't miss their best prices of the season on indoor and outdoor furniture. Perfect pieces for spring and summer lounging. Take advantage of flexible financing options to make your dream home more affordable than ever, and enjoy free local delivery on every purchase. Shop at your own pace in a low-pressure atmosphere with help from experienced interior designers who are ready to bring your vision to life. Visit Adirondack Home Furniture at Riverside Center, Utica, or online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Adirondack Home Furniture. Create the home and the patio you've always dreamed of.
It's AmeriQ Credit Union's 75th anniversary, and our high-rate checking account has an unprecedented rate worth celebrating. Get started at AmeriQ.org/high-rate.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone with your news update. A former prison guard pleaded guilty Friday to his role in the beating death of inmate Messiah Nantwi. Nantwi died March 1st after being beaten by several guards at Midstate Correctional. Joshua Bartlett entered guilty pleas on Friday to falsifying records and hindering prosecution by helping cover up the incident by filing a false use of force report. He will be sentenced on August 8th. Aside from Bartlett, 10 corrections officers were linked to Nantwi's death. In all, 18 guards have either resigned or were suspended following Nantwi's death. A Rome man was arrested on charges for sexually assaulting a child. According to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, authorities were alerted that 26-year-old Kashawn Ware had sexual contact with a girl under 11 years of age. An investigation was opened into Ware, and authorities determined the abuse transpired in Utica between September of 2021 to June of 2022. Ware was arrested in Rome and was charged with the count of criminal sexual act in the first degree, which is a felony. He was remanded to Oneida County Correctional in lieu of bail. The child victim was granted an order of protection and offered services by the Child Advocacy Center. A new study warns a national ban on fluoride in public drinking water, as suggested by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., could result in billions of dollars in higher dental fees for Americans. Scott Carr has more.
The study, published in JAMA Health Forum, shows that if all 50 states stopped community water fluoridation programs, children in the U.S. could expect to develop more than 25 million more cavities over the next 5 years. The addition of fluoride in public water systems has already been banned in Utah and Florida. One of the study's authors says low-income families and kids on Medicaid would be disproportionately affected. I'm Scott Carr.
And the Atlantic hurricane season is here. There are normally 14 named storms during the 6-month period that begins on June 1st, including 3 major hurricanes. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says it expects between 13 and 19 named storms this year, and that up to 10 of them could become hurricanes. It expects at least 3 of them to become major hurricanes, with winds topping 110 miles per hour. Your Weather Center forecast is coming up next. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
Finally going to get into some good stuff now. Some early summer weather coming, especially by midweek. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy it. Some partial sun early, then mostly sunny this afternoon. 70 tonight, mainly clear, still chilly in the upper 40s. North Country, obviously a little bit chillier. Tuesday, sunshine 80. How about Wednesday, sunny 88. I'm Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we are looking at some sunny skies, and while we're going to 70, it's still a little chilly. We're at 50 degrees. But I just got looking at my app and hearing from Rob. He said the only problem with this beautiful weather we're going to be getting this week is the Canadian wildfires. We're gonna get some smog.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And in fact, here we are. It's been so difficult for us in terms of the weather. Rob said 3 of the sunny days, the Canadian smoke will make it overcast. Hazy sun and warmer, smoke from Canadian wildfires will obscure the sky. according to the National Weather Service.
So fed up with this weather. There's nothing we can do about it, so it's a waste of breath to talk about it. But I mean, it's June already.
It is.
It was 55 and raining most of the weekend. June.
I mentioned some of the comments. Can I get a few of these in here just quickly?
Yes, please.
Because there are a lot of people. Donna says, I agree with you. This is the girl that couldn't go to the dance in Rome, whose aunt put her up on TikTok and has over 400,000 likes on TikTok. This thing did go viral. I don't know if the aunt has monetized it, but she might be making enough for a few dresses to purchase. Anyway, rules are rules, but if an employee told them the dress fitting was okay to do, then she shouldn't have been kept from the dance. Some are saying that she was told it was okay. Wayne says, follow the rules. We mentioned that the Frog is doing a dance. Big Frog 104 is doing a dance for her at the Home of Polishness in Rome. What's the name of the place?
The Polish Home. Thank you.
It's just the Polish Home? That's all it's called?
The Rome Polish Home, gentlemen.
The Rome Polish Home. There's a little rhyme to that. Anyway, that'll be held on Sunday, right?
So, what's the deal with the dance? Everybody, is the whole school going?
I don't know. Everybody's invited probably, and they're doing it at the Frog. And then Mike says, I'm certainly glad that Big Frog isn't trying to glom on this girl because of all the clicks the video got. So a little tease of criticism there for the Frog getting in. But I think what they're doing is nice for the girl. However, I'm torn on this thing. I don't know. I mean, rules are rules, and if everybody knew the rules, it shouldn't make a difference how much she spent on her dress.
I know, I agree.
It shouldn't make a difference how good her grades are, or that she's not. I mean, the rules are the rules. However, I also think that maybe in some cases a little logic could sometimes bend rules, and we find that happens in our adult lives, right? There are sometimes you'll come across something and they're like, nope, this is the rule.
Yeah.
You got to follow it. And you just want to punch the person. So take it for what it is. All right, coming up, we're going to speak with the mayor on KDILO's video. The rules are the rules. No taking a spray can and spraying words on the wall in that alleyway. She put a video out. It's interesting. The mayor also had his incredible ball over the weekend, the gala. And in addition, the Harbor Project is opening up on Thursday. Harbor Point, can you believe it? We'll speak with the mayor coming up in a second. First, though, we'll do Habaika's free money question of the day. Davey, this week we have a shortened week for both me and you. My annual big Roswell Buffalo checkup is Thursday and Friday, so I will be here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So on those 3 days, we'll be doing free money. What do we start with today?
And I will be in Canastota on Thursday and Friday for the Boxing Hall of Fame.
You will.
Let's do $150.
$150. Your chance to win $150. Looking for caller number.
Caller 4.
It's from the Habaika Law Firm. Fourth caller right now at 315-736-0186 WIBX.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
Call 1-855-ROOFMAX for a free roof inspection. 855-ROOFMAX.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp. And this summer, we're running a summer school. But don't worry, this one's way more fun. It's for teens and college students, 16 and up, who are home for the summer and ready to get stronger, healthier, and more confident fast. High energy workouts, a positive vibe, and the results to match. All in a fun, supportive environment. Spots are limited, so grab yours today. Summer school at Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp, where we make sweat and success go hand in hand.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. We're giving you the best deals of the season. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Even some new music on this. Yeah. They weren't playing this music 100 years ago. I'm going to tell you that right now. Good God. Well, good morning. It is Monday, June 2nd, the first Monday of June, and it's time for Albanca's free money question of the day. And this morning it is worth $150. $150. And on the line right now to take a shot at winning Hobica's free money question is Rob in New York Mills. Hello, Rob. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How you doing? Say hi to fellow New York Millsian. Is that how you say it? Lanansky.
I guess so. Good
I don't
morning.
think you say it that way.
Good luck.
Good luck. Bum, bum, bum. I think the last time you were on, you won, didn't you?
No.
No. Okay. All right. You're. Yeah. These are some tough questions, but I think these are doable. Totally doable. So here is your question. You have 7 seconds to answer. For 7 seconds to answer. Here we go. Is your question. Here is your question. Which famous Utican owned a Richfield Springs estate called the Spring House, who also left his mark on education? Who is he? Ready, go.
I don't know.
That's tough. Manasseh's going to guess. He's going to get it right.
No, I'm not. Proctor?
Proctor. Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Okay.
Thomas R. Proctor. And the big clue there was who left his mark on education.
Yeah, that's why I went that way.
Yeah. Thomas R. Proctor owned, of course, places in Utica and did so many big things for this community in its early years. And then, of course, I've lost Rob already. Rob's just gone. He gets the free fun, the food fun, and yeah. You'll work that out with him. Say a $25 gift card, good at Babes, Nexus, the Adirondack Bank Center, all of the different restaurants from Taylor and the Cook to Aquavino, and the list goes on.
Rob is gone.
Rob is gone. Yeah. On the line right now is the mayor, Mayor Mike Galimi. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. I got to say, it was I thought a real successful, while I will admit I was not there, a very successful, from what I'm hearing, Mayor's Gala over the weekend.
It was an extremely successful gala. And thank you, by the way. You reached out multiple times. You were there in spirit, even though you couldn't attend. No, it was great. Thea Bowman House had an amazing outpouring of support from the community from all around.
Yeah.
We had, a lot of different stuff going on this year between Showtime and Madam Zizi and Donnie King at the entertainment. But we went nuts with the sponsorships, and before the doors opened, the entire event was covered so that every single ticket was already going to Thea Bowman. So I think, we're going to do some final tallies and do a press conference with them, but I don't think we raised less than $50K for Thea Bowman.
Wow.
So I'm really pumped. But then also it was the outpouring of support and just knowledge of what Thea Bowman does in the community. The committee, along with my wife, put together a lot of good ideas. We had boards where it wasn't just a fundraiser. There was stories on poster boards of people who are currently working, with the services of Thea Bowman that the community that's provided to the community, and so people could really understand what it does for youth and families and young mothers. It was just great. It was just a great event. It was awesome.
They do really good things for this community, including the daycare is allowing people to be able to work without having to. In some cases, you hear these stories where it isn't cost effective to work the job because by the time they're done with daycare, they make no money. So
100%.
This really helps in that world. So, all right.
But then they take it to the next level, though. It's all focused around brightening the mind of the kids that they have there. It's not just make sure there's a place. It's reading. It's instruction. It's enrichment in the arts. It's every single piece of what someone would want to really make sure they're doing with their child while they're at work and have to provide. And they do it with the family, though, too. So it's a beautiful organization, and we couldn't be happier that we did this. Yeah.
Well, I think it was a wonderful choice. Really, really good choice there. So, okay. I wanted to ask you just quickly, on Thursday, we'll be looking at the opening of Harbor Point. This is
Harbor
enormous.
Point. Yeah, we'll have Sean Smith Band, Mallory Road, food trucks. We're going to have a Saranac beer tent. The Zoomobile will be there. That entire promenade is going to be alive, and the grand opening happens. The event's 5 to 8, and there'll be people kayaking in the harbor. If you bring a fishing pole, you can cast a line, or you can just simply get some great food and hang out and take a stroll. So it's really going to showcase not only the current state of how the harbor can be used from here on out, but also people can really go down to that space and feel the different presence that exists when you're on the harbor, and really start to look at how it's not just coming together, but how the future development's going to start piecing in around it. Yeah.
How long before development begins? Do you have anything that's scheduled to start?
So right now, I mean, if you think about what was there 10 years ago versus now, the hotels, Starbucks, Tavolo, Delmonico's obviously has been there for quite some time. And that's all really already coming together where that is now not just a harbor entrance. That's a piece of Harbor Point, right? You got Babes right across the street as well.
Yeah.
So that's all coming together. It is the 200th anniversary of the canals as well. So that has precedence. Okay, you've got Portofino across the street as well. You have the Erie Canal Trailway, which if you look online, that's huge right now. And we do have that coming alive as well and coming through our town with all the people on bikes and hiking and tenting along the canalway. Albany Symphony, put their sights on Utica. July 3rd, Albany Symphony is also going to be on the harbor. And that's part of this entire celebration of the canals as well.
So they'll come through the lock. They'll come through the lock to be able to get in.
Well, the lock at the harbor is not functional.
Oh, okay.
The harbor, we are completely waking up the harbor because it does have access to the Mohawk.
Oh,
so
okay.
when that boat launch goes in next year, you can launch a small craft. You can go fishing on the Mohawk. You could do that. But really, we set our sights on making sure this body of water that is in the middle of Utica and is directly connected to the Mohawk River for recreational use as well is alive, well, and just full bore ahead, because guess what? If the state is going to put some money into that lock, I'm sure they want to see real activity on the other side of it before they do it.
I had heard there was a restaurant close to beginning construction. That's not true?
Absolutely.
That is true.
No, this is true.
Okay.
It's not just a restaurant. There is site prep work going on next to that 1933 building. That's that historic canal building that sits on the promenade in between the hotels and the actual harbor. that actually is moving ahead. So there's site prep going, and the organization putting that together is planning basically 3 or 4 food and beverage, a strip of food and beverage restaurants with apartments above, which would be more similar to a Doyle, maybe, what you see in the landmark building.
Yeah.
So between the hotels, the recreation, the fact that we have Nexus, and now we're going to be putting actual,
okay.
Think about it,
So-
within a half mile.
Yeah.
Like 10 restaurants right there on the harbor.
Things happening. Okay. All right, and then I wanted to bring up the alleyway. What is the plan? Katie Aiello has released a new video. I want to play a little piece of the video here that seemed to be a little bit odd.
Here's my problem with this, and not that it's even graffiti. The fact that
She's pointing to graffiti that was painted. It seems like by someone inside the alleyway.
it's toy. If you know, you know. But it sucks.
Okay, what was that? Do you know that
did she
language?
say toy?
Toy.
Well,
Toy.
so
If you know, you know.
Well, I think it's the uke tags, and actually there are some people. We've been checking Ring doorbell footage, all kinds of stuff. You'll see these on stop signs. You'll see that tag all over the place.
What does it
now,
mean?
What
does it mean?
I think it means something about like youth dissent or something to that effect.
Okay.
I looked it up a couple weeks ago when I started seeing it. Now, before we say anything, what I will say is any type of unsanctioned public art that is not on property you own is a ticketable offense.
Is illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is not supposed to be happening. But I have to say, though, you had sent me the link to that. I rarely watch all these videos. I watched that one, and in this one, it's shared disdain. I'll tell you that. And her response to it, whether it was an ironic take, what have you, points out the fact that that project when it was put together did not include funding to do anything with that blank wall. So unfortunately, it is preying. It's falling victim to these tags.
Yeah.
Now, right now, as far as the administration's concerned, like CDBG funding, we're actually putting together funding to take some actual care with Oneida Square. With that wall, we do need to do something with it because since the alleyway was redone, there was a lot of work that went into what you're walking on.
Yeah. When does that get pulled up?
Well, that's not going to be pulled up, right? So it's all dollars and cents at this point, right? So we're looking at how to kind of just maybe epoxy that so it's more permanent. But the wall itself, though, right? If this is a community project that could come together, where organized through the municipality, there could be public art from artists. Maybe that's something we could do in the future here because there's a lot of places like this that need attention.
Katie is Team Dragon. She would like to see more dragons. And I don't know what you feel about that. Are you also Team Dragon?
Well, I'm team don't tag the walls, period.
Okay.
Whether it's dragons, Foster, uke, I don't care what it is. Because we keep having to go down to that alleyway in a cyclical basis to do repair work.
Yeah.
We had just a couple weeks ago a few more boards come down. They actually came down and hit the lights that were installed and broke the lights. We had to repair the lights. And
wait,
then,
boards from where? Boards from where, Mike?
Boards
come right up the wall.
The wall, the top of the wall.
Falling
Remember
right
the whole controversy that happened? I don't know.
Could
last
fall
fall
on somebody.
Where people were insisting those boards don't fall.
Can I just say and I want to stress this. When you look at BK was here, there are a lot of people with the initials BK. I feel that believing that is me and they're painting it is ridiculous. I would not do something like that.
It is.
Okay.
No, it's all ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then the burned out hole, for example, we were going over our lights.
Terrible. It's ugly.
In our work. And, we did have to say, like, hey, when you fix the lights, we were supposed to do the hole. And they were like, oh, we got pulled off on, other things like
her take on this is really, if you're going to do graffiti, at least do something that's quality. This is not quality. This is terrible.
So here's the thing. Obviously, this is a video online. I say that all the time because I get annoyed with graffiti, and I'm like, listen, if you're gonna break the law, at least do it in a way that like, come on now, right? But like I said though, we can't have some competition of whose tags are better.
Okay, all right. All right, so no endorsement of new graffiti on the walls there.
Zero endorsement of new graffiti.
Okay,
exactly.
All right.
Okay, but if can we go back to the falling wood or whatever?
That's an old story.
But here's the thing: if this is a public space, why? And there's stuff falling off of buildings, then it shouldn't be a public space. Like, it seems like the idea is we can create this area where people can gather and have a good time, or come and have a coffee, or whatever. Bands play music at night, whatever the vision is.
Or bring your shopping cart and start a fire.
Or but let's have a little bonfire competition. But if there's stuff falling off the building, Mike, hang on. If there's stuff falling off the building, I think that's not an appropriate place for those things.
There is a warning sign that says,
well, that makes a world of difference.
Hold on. The warning is for the glass substrate that's on the ground.
Oh, so there's another hazard there. Okay, perfect.
No, so the board, though, you guys are having fun with this one. I love it. So, no, the board, I think, did come down during those microbursts we had. There was a few storms. But separate from that, I don't like how they did that project at all, and I currently have the engineering department looking to see if we could do tap cons on those and, just make it more resilient to a storm. We go down there every week and check it. If something's loose, if something's weird, and it looks like something's going to come down, we go and either pull it down or tap con it. But no, the boards that came down, I think, was due to those. We had some pretty crazy storms.
Great job on the gala over the weekend. Thank you for taking the time this morning. We'll get you in studio soon, and have a great week.
Over 800 people. It was a party, let me tell you that.
Nice job. Really nice job. So, all right, Mayor, thank you.
Have a great day.
You do the same, Mayor Mike Galimi. And it was a well-attended big event. Much to get to next hour. Standby news is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
He used a flamethrower on a crowd. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A man now jailed in Boulder, Colorado, accused of carrying out what's being investigated as a terror attack.
Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd.
Now, FBI Special Agent Mark McCulloch says 8 people were burned and hospitalized.
The reason the feds were so quick to call this a terror attack is because of what the alleged attacker said, Free Palestine, and who he targeted, a group of people who were rallying to free Hamas's hostages.
That's Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House.
The suspect is a 45-year-old Egyptian man who overstayed a visa in 2022. That's what makes him an illegal immigrant. And police searching Mohammed Sabri Soliman's house in nearby El Paso County, Colorado, last night.
He is facing assault and weapons and murder charges, though we have no reports of anyone being killed in the attack. And while those people attacked in Colorado protesting against Hamas, Israel hit Hamas with another airstrike today. The Palestinian officials just said killed 14 people. The day after accusing Israel of killing 31 in a crowd near a food distribution site, the Israelis claim they only fired warning shots and not at civilians. There are new peace talks today in Turkey between Russia and Ukraine, which had carried out a big attack over the weekend using drones deep inside Russia, taking out warplanes and missile launchers.
Not many people think these talks will lead to a breakthrough. The two sides are far apart in demands. Russia has so far rejected Ukraine's call for an unconditional ceasefire before negotiating a long-term truce. Kyiv's accused Vladimir Putin of stalling for time.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The manhunt continues for 3 escaped prisoners. 2 broke out of a jail in New Orleans more than 2 weeks ago. Another escaped from a prison in Arkansas over a week ago. America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
President Trump's big, beautiful bill will be worked on this week in the Senate. Some of his fellow Republicans who do approve of the tax cut extension and increased border security worry the bill will also add to the debt and deficit, so they oppose it as it is. GOP Senator Ron Johnson tells Fox Sunday Morning Futures,
I want to see him succeed, but again, my loyalty is to the American people, to my kids and grandkids.
All Democrats oppose the bill, saying the Medicaid cuts already in it will take health coverage and food assistance from millions of Americans. House Republicans already approved the bill last month.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's telling critics he doesn't see the big, beautiful bill as a spending plan, but as a reconciliation bill, highlighting cuts to unchecked spending over the years. On NBC's Meet the Press, Speaker Johnson said what the government wants to do is groundbreaking.
There's no government on planet Earth that's ever saved over $1.6 trillion in a piece of legislation. This one does. And so when you reduce government spending and you allow people to keep more of their hard-earned money, the economy grows.
Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Drama off the coast of New England yesterday.
A man and a teenage girl were pulled from Long Island Sound after their small plane crashed near the Connecticut coastline. The 6-seater Piper PA-32 went down Sunday near the Thimble Islands about 10 minutes after taking off from the airport in Bridgeport. The occupants put out a desperate call for help. They were cleared for an emergency landing at nearby Tweed, New Haven Airport, but couldn't make it. The FAA says the plane sank quickly. However, the Coast Guard got to the scene in time to pull the two out of the water. They were taken to a nearby hospital for treatment for minor injuries. Daria Albinger, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down before a new month of trading after gains in May for the Dow more than 4% and the NASDAQ nearly 10%. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. 52 degrees under sunny skies. Your WIBX Weather Center forecast is coming up next. A Whitesboro man was arrested following a brawl at a wedding. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded to the Deerfield Firehouse on May 31st for a large fire at a wedding reception. Authorities determined 20-year-old Devlin Zajac of Whitesboro fought multiple individuals, striking one in the nose and choking another as guests tried to get him to leave. Zajac fought with police while being detained, resulting in more charges. He faces a slew of charges, including resisting arrest, harassment, disorderly conduct, criminal nuisance, and obstructing governmental administration. He was held pending centralized arraignment. A Sangerfield man was arrested on a warrant for drug possession charges. According to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to the Circle K in town and recognized 40-year-old Glenn Sauerhafer. The man was wanted in Augusta Town Court for a count of criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 7th degree. Sauerhafer was charged following a traffic stop in April. He was taken to Oneida County Correctional to await centralized arraignment. A salmonella outbreak in cucumbers has expanded to include 45 people reporting illnesses in 18 states. Target has been added to the list of retailers that sold recalled cucumbers or ready-to-eat products with the fruit and is warning customers to throw them in the trash. Target released a list of recalled products, including a Greek-style chicken salad from Boar's Head and several types of sushi sold under the My brand. The FDA said 16 of the 45 people who have reported illnesses have been hospitalized. The agency said all the illnesses have been linked to cucumbers produced by Bednar growers and distributed by Fresh Start Produce Sales. The CDC is contradicting Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on COVID vaccines for kids. Kennedy posted a video on X saying that the CDC would no longer recommend the vaccine for healthy children and pregnant women. Friday, the CDC recommended the shots for healthy children from 6 months to 17 years old, but to get them in consultation with a doctor or health provider. On its website, the CDC refers to it as a shared clinical decision making. The agency does not give a recommendation for healthy pregnant women. And June is Pride Month, a celebration of LGBTQ history and culture. The first Pride Parade was observed in New York City in June of 1970. It came a year after the Stonewall riots, when the NYPD raided the Stonewall Inn back when homosexuality was still a crime. The people at Stonewall fought back that time, leading to 5 days of rioting that became a touchstone for LGBTQ civil rights. Pride Month was first officially recognized by the White House years later in 1999. It wasn't until a Supreme Court decision in 2003 that laws banning homosexuality were struck down as unconstitutional. Your WIBX news time is 8:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Finally going to get into some good stuff now. Some early summer weather coming, especially by midweek. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy it. Some partial sun early, then mostly sunny this afternoon. 70 tonight, mainly clear, still chilly in the upper 40s. North Country, obviously a little bit chillier. Tuesday, sunshine 80. How about Wednesday, sunny 88. I'm Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX, 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
52 degrees and sunny. Let's take a look at sports. Brought to you by the IBEW 43 local sports desk. Josh Allen, officially a married man. He married actress Haley Steinfeld in an outdoor ceremony Saturday. They got engaged in November of 2024. The season for the New York Knicks, it's over. They fell to the Indiana Pacers Saturday night. The Magic ran out as the Knicks lost 125 to 108. Karl Anthony Towns scored 14 points, and he was the Knicks' high point man. The loss ends the best Knicks season in recent memory as they made their first conference final since the year 2000. The Pacers now advance to the NBA Finals Thursday to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The stage has finally been set for the Stanley Cup Final. The Oilers looking for revenge when they battle the Panthers in a rematch of last year's Cup Final. The Panthers hope to successfully defend their title. Florida captured its first Stanley Cup after topping Edmonton in 7 games. The Panthers back in the Cup Final after ousting the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals. Oilers making their return after defeating the Stars in the Western Conference Final. Edmonton hosts Florida for Game 1 on Wednesday. The Mets completed the series sweep after topping the Rockies 5-3 in their finale. Pete Alonso blasted a 3-run bomb, and Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto each went deep with a solo homer. New York has won 7 of its last 8 games and leads the NL East again. The Mets visit the Dodgers for a 4-game set beginning tonight. The Yankees, they managed to salvage their series finale after a loss against the Dodgers. They earned a 7-3 victory in Los Angeles. Ryan Yarbrough picked up the win after striking out 5 batters over 6 innings. New York leads the AL East after snapping its 2-game skid. They host the Guardians for a 3-game set beginning tomorrow. Columbia has been bounced from the NCAA baseball championship. They fell to the Southern Miss in an elimination game. Binghamton also knocked out after a loss to Oklahoma State. Scottie Scheffler is celebrating his 2nd consecutive win at the Memorial Tournament. Scheffler once again finished atop the leaderboard, this time at 10 under par, to come away with the title at Muirfield Village Golf Club. Ben Griffin finished 4 strokes back of Scheffler at 6 under par for 2nd place. Sepp Straka earned 3rd after finishing 5 under par. Ryan Blaney cruised to a Cracker Barrel 400 victory on Sunday. The driver of the number 12 car led Carson Hocevar by nearly 3 seconds to take home the checkered flag from Nashville Superspeedway. Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and William Byron rounded out the top 5 finishers as the NASCAR Cup Series turns its attention to Michigan International Speedway for the Firekeepers Casino 400 next Sunday. And some of the top names in tennis, they finally punched their tickets to the French Open quarterfinals. 2nd-seeded Carlos Alcaraz and 8th-seeded Lorenzo Musetti will be moving on after notching wins in the 4th round. A pair of Americans also advancing. 12-seed Tommy Paul and 15-seed Francis Tiafoe, both recorded victories. On the women's side, top-seeded Arnya Sablenka, 5th-seeded Iga Swiatek, and 8th-seeded Zhang Xinwen and 13th-seed Alina Svitolina will be taking the court in the quarterfinals. Your WIBX News Time is 8:12, 52 degrees under sunny skies. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
I want to tell you.
Can we get those names again? Will you read those names again? No, I'm just kidding. That was a good job.
It definitely, I felt like my tongue was tangoing with itself.
Yes.
I just saw the Schwann truck driving down my street the other day with ice cream.
That was glad I didn't have to do that one today.
People of all ages experience any level of discomfort in knees, hips, back. Sometimes I have discomfort in my sole feet.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, not that. Stemming from foot issues. This is where this all comes from. And that's where the arch specialists come in, the arch support specialists from the Good Feet store. There's now a Good Feet store located in New Hartford at 4630 Commercial Drive. And you can call them to schedule an appointment at 315-999-3910. This is about eliminating pain, making quality of life and eliminating pain. The Good Feet store is free, no obligation. Personalized fittings are key to the company's value. Unlike alternate solutions, which could include drugs and also even surgery, this will make a difference and could very well eliminate the pain. Made 100% in the USA. It's a 3-step system. These are arches you put in your shoes, including strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers, maintaining proper foot alignment by exercising and strengthening your muscles, tendons, and ligaments of the feet, all by just walking. And you're exercising and don't even realize it. It's pretty amazing. Call today, schedule an appointment, 315-999-3910, or just walk in, 46 Commercial Drive, New Hartford, the Good Feet store. And if you're needing concrete work, concrete driveways or sidewalks, foundation repair, old stone walls or block walls, stairways, cellarways, chimneys, garage floors, basement floors, even retainer walls, they have you covered at Brink Construction. They'll get the job done right and right on time by calling 315-894-3481. Call today, Brink Construction, 315-894-3481. You know, it was only a matter of time, Manaski, and I know your son is now old enough to now know better, but when the toddlers are a little bit younger, you got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, they get into everything.
Because if you don't, anything can happen. Like in New Jersey, police had to rescue a 2-year-old who climbed onto a luggage belt at the Newark airport. The kid went down the chute at the end of the belt. The 2 cops were walking by and had to jump into action because the parents didn't do anything. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
One of them was able to grab the kid right before he went through an X-ray machine. Luckily, he was fine.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's the president of the Port Authority Police Union, Frank Contry, talking about the actual rescue that had to be occurred.
Something that happened.
Had to happen.
Blink of an eye. There was a split in the belts. One officer went toward one direction, one went toward the other direction. One of them was able to observe the child as the child was approaching one of the X-ray units.
That wouldn't have been good, right?
No.
That wouldn't have been good.
Were the parents issued a ticket? No.
Probably not. Probably not. The parents should have been punished in some way, like with a fine of some sort, because they're not watching their kid. What happens, though, is when the baggage is going around, people get all nutty, right? People get very stressed. And I think sometimes you maybe lose track of the kids. Were you interviewing them in there? Were you getting
no.
Oh, you weren't getting any conversation in there?
No.
Because the whole 8th grader from Rome, that whole situation, and Frog down the hallway is doing a dance for the girl on Sunday at the Rome Polish home.
Good job, Bill. You said it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question. Can all the students go? It's more than just for her, right?
I believe everybody can go.
The whole reason she wanted to go is because her friends and everybody's there.
Yes.
So to have an
well,
event
if she were, just think about it. If she were to go and she'd be the only one there, that'd be kind of stupid.
Right.
So I think they're inviting everybody, and she gets. The only thing is, I'm kind of torn. I want to speak quietly because they're right down the hallway, and I don't want them to hear. But I don't necessarily agree. I feel like I'm torn on this issue because you know what? Everybody knew. I'm speaking quietly. Everybody knew the rules, and if you don't go to school,
Allegedly, though, not everybody knew. If staff at the school are saying it was okay to go,
but that has not been proven yet.
Is it
in a court of law? It has not been proven.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to go that far, but
that wasn't a bit of information included in an article cited by RFK, was it?
Someone.
We're not sure if that's real or not.
Someone said that is what happened. Okay, they're coming down the hallway now. This person says, follow the rules. My problem is the picture of the student with the name and school on social media, not responsible. Many schools have ruled that names of students can't be reached to pictures for safe. I think we're okay now. Many schools, I'd love to get into it with them. I'd get into it with them.
I know you would.
Many schools have rules that name the names of students can't be attached to pictures for safety reasons. Her aunt compromised her safety.
No, I don't agree with that. Look, I mean,
I completely agree with that. You do not want to put your kid on social media where it's getting 400,000 hits, and you're saying, oh, by the way, here's where I go to school, and this is what I look like.
Bill,
for Johnny Pervert out there who was just searching for that crap.
I understand that, but I mean, look, I put pictures of my son and I on social media, and
you have 400,000.
I don't think that matters. If I had 400,000, I probably still would post pictures of my son on social media.
But do you say, here's where he goes, this is what time he's going to...
No, but it's not that hard to figure it out.
I guess you're right. We never posted any pictures of our kids on social media because there wasn't social media.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier.
It made it a lot easier. And then I hope you're not going to be disagreeing with Ann in Rome.
Oh, what's Ann saying?
Because that'll get you in big trouble.
Good morning, Ann.
We were told that rule over 50 years ago. I feel sorry for the girl if she was told it was okay. That's one thing. But it shouldn't matter how smart you are, how much you spend on the gown. If you let one break the rule, it will come back to bite you in the
dress. So one thing I referenced earlier, I made I said all the money that's spent on that. I'm not saying that's a justification for allowing or not allowing. I'm just saying when you look at all the money that was probably spent.
I told my wife last night, Manasseh's going to come on tomorrow. Going to come on tomorrow, and he's going to completely disagree with me. And you know what she said? Well, I kind of disagree with you, too. She's torn on this. She's saying she's torn, that she feels like sometimes rules are
bendable.
Are bendable based on a logical situation.
Right.
And oftentimes we go through life where it's like, nope, this is the rule.
Yeah.
You're 2 seconds late. Now you're going to have to pay the price. It's that sort of thing that really bugs me. Here is Jake, who is...
Has Lance and Lee, or is it Lance and Lee? Has he weighed in this morning?
I'm going to check on that while Jake speaks.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Jake. What do you think?
Why don't they woman call in then? The one who said that girl can go to the dance. Maybe she should call in. I think the girl's lying, to be honest with you.
Oh.
I don't think anybody told her anything.
Because I will tell you this. Here's the problem I have with the statement that she was told that she could do this. Here's the problem I have. It wasn't in the initial video. And you know what? If I'm telling the story, that would have been the first. That's burying the big headline, right? You're going to want to lead with that. You want to say, they told me I could, right? So I'm with you. I do not believe that either. However, they are just down the hallway, so I don't want to get everybody going. But I don't believe it. I'm with you. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. Kids lie. And she's what? I feel bad in one way, but she knew the rules. She knew the rules.
Well, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you on this, Jake. Bobo in Frankfurt, why not get a representative from the school to explain? We're working on that. All right, Jake, thank you, man.
Have a good day, guys.
Do the same. Mike in Frankfurt, who knows if in fact the girl and her family were actually getting fitted for the dress? I guess we don't know that. I'm assuming she was. I don't think that's contested. I'm looking for Lance and Lee. He's not on here. John in Deerfield. Parents today have lost their minds. I had a parent rip into an umpire about a strike call, and this is right up your alley.
Is this what it really says that?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Davey, I'm going to break. I promise you. I'm coming. This says, parents today have lost their minds. I had a parent rip into an umpire about a strike call in a 10-12U softball game. His kid was embarrassed. The kids in the dugout were afraid. This is just another situation where this kid is going to be embarrassed about what the aunt did more than was upset with the dance. John in Deerfield.
I don't know if I agree with John, but I do see...
Cheryl in Waterville. Good morning. My nephew had a Little League game, baseball game over the weekend. Manaski was the umpire. He was horrible.
Yeah, I believe it.
I added the he was horrible part. She said you did a good job. I don't believe her.
Did she really say that?
She said he did a wonderful job umping.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Matt in Holland Patton. The frog is putting a dance on for her why. I think that's even dumber than the aunt posting all over TikTok. Okay, well, I don't want to get a fight going here in the building. But thanks for that, Matt. Thanks for starting trouble. All right. Davey, would you like me to break?
Yeah, Davey's in there pulling his hair out. I think it's all gone.
What's wrong? What's going on? What's bothering you in there?
Nothing's bothering me.
You're giving me break gestures.
And that Matt from Holland Patton, swell guy.
Swell guy? Okay, all right.
Because I know him.
Julie says Big Frog is rewarding her for breaking the rules. All right. A lot of people with opinions on this. A lot of people with opinions.
Yeah, everybody's
and
got
you know
an
what?
opinion on this.
Guess what? You know what? No one would have an opinion if it didn't get 400,000 views on TikTok. Got a break. Cold tight. Coming right back at WIBX.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust. Warner Sales and Service, Warner's, where quality still counts at Warner's.
Warner Sales and Service is looking for a service technician. If you have mechanical abilities and are interested in working on diesel engines, hydraulic systems, and engine electrical, they want to hear from you. You'll be setting up, testing, diagnosing, and repairing the complete line of Bobcat construction equipment and Hustler turf equipment. 1-year experience or training in engine mechanics is required. The right applicant needs to have strong diagnostic capabilities. If you're the right person for the job, call Warner Sales and Service at 315-336-0311, 315-336-0311, or stop in to see them just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona.
At Warner's.
Are you at the point where you are just feeling stuck with your health and fitness journey and you don't know where or how to begin? Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp, and I can help you focus on a solution instead of the problem. At Fit Body Bootcamp in Whitesboro and Clinton, we will help you by providing fat-burning 30-minute workouts and an effective nutrition program. Your time is now. Come join us where we inspire fitness and change lives. And remember, you're just one phone call away from living your best life.
It's Amerique Credit Union's 75th anniversary, and our new checking account rate is worth celebrating. For a limited time, open an Amerique High Rate checking and earn an unprecedented rate on your first $10,000. Get started at amerique.org/high rate.
Ferris commercial mowers set the bar with racing-inspired patented full suspension and integrated cutting decks so you can go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Ferris Experience Suspension. Take advantage of the best financing and prices of the year. Visit us at whitesfarmsupply.com.
Near the power and power equipment, White's Farm Supply.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as 1 day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
The 2025 Boilermaker is about to sell out, and WIBX with Fit Body Bootcamp of Clinton and Whitesboro is giving you the chance to get in the action. Score an official running bib to the 2025 Boilermaker Road Race by entering on the WIBX station app. Get your entry in by June 22nd, and you could be running in one of America's most famous races on July 13th. So run, don't walk, to register now to win one of the exclusive Boilermaker running bibs thanks to WIBX and Fit Body Bootcamp of Clinton and Whitesboro.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
So River Hills Properties is the fastest growing real estate company in Central New York, and boy, have they expanded incredibly. They have offices in Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica. To the north in Copenhagen, Newport, and now the amazing, beautiful Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, including Naples and Marco Island. It's River Hills Properties. If you're thinking about maybe investing up here and or even downsizing, but also having a place to go when the weather is at its worst, which I believe probably the way things are going now is somewhere between October and probably June.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been awful, hasn't it? I mean, I would rather be in Florida. But maybe that's what you want. You want to become a snowbird. River Hills has you covered at both ends, up here and down there. And getting that extra service in a place like Sarasota is incredibly amazing. Not using the lockbox, you get the book, which is a manual for the home. All of the every proceeding, everything that occurs, every step of the process is all done by River Hills. They're there every step of the way. You get that extra service up here, down there in Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica, Copenhagen, Newport, and the Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Okay, in the studio right now. I'm going to have you both get up there and get on mic here. I know it's Rachel, right?
You're good there. You're good there.
Hi. Just identify yourselves here because you are not Katie. No.
Are you
Sean,
sure?
Sean
No.
and Rachel.
Rachel, yep.
Okay. All right, guys, from New York Sash, let's talk about what's going on. Of course, there is, I don't know what happened to all the workers, right? It's a crazy world today. So you guys are looking for employees.
We are looking for employees. I'm looking for more skilled individuals, someone who wants more of a leadership position, who has any type of experience in exterior products, windows, siding, or interior products, bathrooms, to help us get some of our jobs installed.
Okay. And then, Sean, you're looking for?
Sean,
to help training and to help assist some new guys coming into the company.
All right. Okay. So does that include installers and that sort of thing?
Yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, all installation.
All
positions.
installation.
Yeah.
Okay. What has happened? It's all of a sudden, since COVID, it becomes more difficult to find people today.
Definitely. I don't know. I was talking with Sean, and I think that the older guys or the older generation, they're doing their own thing. And as they start to retire and move on to other things, the younger generation, there's just less people in the trades. Less people less younger people who've come into our industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's harder to find someone who has that experience.
I think a lot of younger people don't realize how beneficial a physical labor job can be. You know, showing up every day, waking up early in the morning and working a labor job keeps you in good shape. And really adds for a nice lifestyle, I think so.
And you can make a lot of money. I mean, you really can make a good living.
Yeah, you can definitely earn a great living.
Yeah. I would say, what should people do if they have any interest at all? And
They should go to our website. We have a jobs page that gives a lot of information on what we're looking for and fill out an application. And if they've heard of it from the Keeler show and they make any type of notation on there, I will definitely give them an interview.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Do we get a finder's fee? Nancy and I, I know we don't. Obviously, this is the type. Not everybody's meant to go off to college, and I think we're seeing more kids getting out of high school and going into the trades because there is that benefit of there are jobs that are out there. It is a fulfilling job. All of that stuff is true, but you also can walk away without that enormous college loan that has to be paid off.
Yeah, Sean has actually worked for us for 10 years, and he's learned everything that he knows.
Yep. I started at New York Sash when I was 20 years old, and I just turned 31 today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks.
It is your birthday today.
Yep. And
all right.
they're a super good company. I put in for why not? I figured I'd take my birthday off, and they let me take my birthday off, and I get to play my guitar in my free time, and I get to go hike a mountain today on my birthday.
Nice.
They're really good about giving you the time off so that you can have a fulfilling lifestyle when you're out of work too. I play in a local band called Remsen Social Club, and I know it's been hard to schedule jobs around the dates the band has, but they've been really good about working with me and scheduling jobs with customers.
Cool.
And
what music do you play?
We play country, bluegrass, and kind of classic rock.
That's cool. And then have you worked on my father-in-law's job over in Whitesboro?
He has not.
Oh.
So we're doing a big siding job.
You're missing out on that.
Yeah, it's a big siding job.
Cool.
We've got lots of windows, siding. I'm excited to see the transformation pictures.
Yes, that's going to be awesome. And afterwards, I'll tell you why you're missing out. But all right, very, very cool. So go to the website, apply. Great opportunities, and Sean, you're a great example of that. You've been there for 10 years, and you appreciate. After 10 years, company. You still feel it's a great company to work for.
Yep.
So
for anybody, if there's guys out there that work for themselves and they want to make their lives a little easier and still make a really good living, it's a good opportunity.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
New York Sash. Let our family
take care of
your family. Okay, cool. Got a break. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
It's AmeriQ Credit Union's 75th anniversary, and our high-rate checking account has an unprecedented rate worth celebrating. Get started at ameriq.org/high-rate.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
So when I'll never forget the time.
Okay.
That I had started here, and then I was putting on weight and always trying to lose weight, right? I've always. And I lost 50 pounds back, if you remember back then.
Okay.
And then I remember you came in and you had a picture in your hand and you said, I got to tell you, this is unbelievable. You've lost all this weight. Look how big your head was. I'll never forget you saying that to me. And that's always stuck in my head when I look in the mirror and see how big my freaking head is, because I put all that weight back on. So my head must be that large.
So now hold on a second.
Look at the size of your head.
As someone with a large head like me, I don't think I've ever made fun or been.
You weren't making fun. You were making an observation. You said, "Look at this." Compared
you sure
to
you
where
didn't say it?
Oh no! I remember
boy.
it well. Though you know how sometimes things hang in your head and you remember them and you always will remember them.
Yeah.
This is one of those. Anyway, so I'm almost there, Davey. I'm almost there.
The weight loss. Size of your head.
I am about 15 pounds down.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm on. And when you get there, you're like, okay, I can't let this go. Yeah. This is starting to happen. And I owe it all to gastroenteritis, which I caught in New York City. And I swear I've lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks. Now, one would say, well, that's probably not healthy. No, trust me, it was brutal. But I'm on a roll. So I hope, like, in 3 months when you come in, you're like saying it again. It's like, wow, your head has gotten really small, Bill. So I'm yearning for that day, Jeff. Just letting you know.
I remember we were having a discussion, and there was a photo of when you had lost all that weight. And I just remember you gesturing, going, wow, I just didn't realize how big I got. And you were like kind of with your hands like pointing at and around your head.
You and I remember this differently.
We definitely do.
Totally do.
Definitely do. As a guy with too big of a head.
You have a big head just in general. You got a very large.
Whether I'm fat or skinny.
Yeah, you have a big head.
So I usually don't comment on others.
The comment you made to me was so bad. I was at the Mets game the other day, and my wife said you should probably wear a hat. I said, no, not with a head this size. So now I'm getting down there where, another 15 pounds, and I'll feel much better about myself. Because now I'm at that point where I'd say to somebody, can you believe it? I've lost 15 pounds. I'm not fat anymore. And the other person on the other end is looking like, you
still got a ways to go.
You better keep it going there, Chunky. So I'm not falling for that. But another 15 pounds, there'll be a noticeable difference.
Well,
my head won't be so big.
You know who's really feeling good today, waking up?
Well, I would be feeling really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Back-to-back Section 3 titles, and that's the girls over at the Whitesboro softball program. And kind enough to join us this morning is their head coach, Aaron Sarasulo. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
How's your head? Pretty big? What do you think? Have you measured it?
I'm going to say it's about average size.
Average size,
Not too big, not too small.
But I'm going to tell you, apparently, when I put weight on, it goes all to my head. So I'm trying to drop some pounds. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like you're going in the opposite direction, so you're going the right way.
I'm going the right way. I mean, I'm moving in the right direction. There's no doubt. Listen, congratulations on and I don't want to take anything from Whitesboro by any means, but also RFA and Hamilton winning sectional championships, and we have 5 teams in high school baseball competing for sectional championships today and tomorrow. Boy, our area has really represented well, and Whitesboro has with back-to-back sectional titles.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Double A's, Rome won this year. We won, Triple A's, Rome won. We won Double A's, and Camden from the Tri-Valley won A's, and New Hartford was runner-up. So it's a good showing for our area.
Yeah. So talk about your team. Talk about the program you guys have.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we have a great team, a great bunch of girls that love playing softball, very tight-knit, which we try to enhance as coaches. We just have a lot of fun, and that fun led us to win the sectional title. So it was a very good day yesterday. It's always fun when you can represent, your school and your community in a positive light, and I'm just going to be happier for the girls.
Yeah. What happens next, Aaron? Do you guys go on and compete at a next level?
Yeah, believe it or not, we're going out to the regionals, the same thing we did last year, and we're playing the same team,
Wow.
which is Boston Spa Bird Hills in the same location out in Albany.
Okay.
I thought that when I had heard about that, it's a rematch of the team that bounced you last year. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we were really young last year. We're still young this year, but last year we had 3 freshmen and 3 sophomores starting. And we ended up, I think the final score was 8-3. So we're going back out there. They lost some seniors, so hopefully we give them a good run and get the win.
Do you do softball games too?
No.
Just only baseball. And if you're a baseball ump, you don't do softball?
I think
some
you can,
do both.
but I think you have to. I think that's a similar. You have to be certified.
Well,
for
the rules
it,
are
and
so different.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
It's not interchangeable. It would be like
They are.
Yeah.
I had to go through a little learning curve coming over from baseball to softball. So they are different.
I'm sure you did. And so tell me, you said your team is young this year, still young, which means nobody wants to look beyond this year because you still have a long ways to go, hopefully. But it looks like you've got a solid program going forward into next year.
Yeah, we do. We're losing 2 seniors. One of them, who's a starter, who is Reese Tucker, who I sort of call the heart of our team. She sort of makes us go. But yeah, we have 8 returning starters coming back next year, so we're looking forward for the end of this year and then again next year.
Okay. All right. Anything you want to add? Anybody you want to point out? Anything you want to add before you go?
No, I'm going to be honest with you. We sort of keep this as a team, so I don't want to make anybody have an individual. But the girls are great kids. They work really, really hard during the season and in the off season, and I'm just a great honor to coach them. So I'm really excited going forward, and I appreciate you guys having us on, give us a little bit of recognition. So thanks, guys.
Well, congratulations, and keep it going.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, bye.
All right, head coach Aaron Cirasulo, Whitesboro softball state or sectional champions, moving on to the state round.
Yeah,
along with 3 or 4 other local softball teams. I didn't realize Camden got in as well as Hamilton and RFA. So pretty wild.
That's good stuff.
All right, we have a bunch to get to, and Manaski. Last week when we spoke to Jeff, and we ended up not getting into this. You have had a hell of a week. Wait till you hear what happened to Jeff Manaski. Am I right?
I don't want to come across like a victim here, although I guess maybe you could.
You
make an
are. I
argument.
think you are. You are a victim, I think. We'll get into it coming right up. Stand by. Let me tell you about, I did that, Revive Soft Wave Therapy. And the good people over there with Dr. Timothy Del Medico. If you're struggling with pain, this is a procedure that works. It's non-invasive. It does not include drugs. You're not on painkillers. It can solve your pain problem and substantially to the point where you might not have to take those painkillers. It's FDA cleared, non-invasive, drug-free treatment for chronic pain, inflammation, and all joint issues. Ask about the $99 new patient special right now with Dr. Timothy Del Medico, Revive Soft Wave Therapy. He is a chiropractor, but actually walked away from that business and has gone all in on not only dealing with patients here with soft wave therapy, but he is a representative of soft wave therapy now, to the point where if you're somewhere in the area or in the region or even out to beyond Syracuse and you're interested in this technology, you would go to Tim Del Medico. He is really believes in the procedure and is seeing significant recovery. And there's a $99 new patient special going on right now. Call today at 315-725-8427. The Giants are use it. The Lakers, several sports teams and professional football and baseball teams, basketball as well. The Mayo Clinic, Forbes magazine endorses it. It's all there. Revive Soft Wave Therapy with Dr. Timothy Del Medico. Call 315-725-8427.
Spring is in the air, and so are the savings at Adirondack Home Furniture in Utica. Now is the perfect time to refresh your space with their incredible spring sale. Discover a beautiful selection of high-quality, USA-made furniture that brings together timeless style and lasting durability. Whether you're updating a single room or reimagining your entire home, Adirondack Home Furniture has just what you need, with unbeatable prices that won't stretch your budget. Looking to elevate your outdoor living? Don't miss their best prices of the season on indoor and outdoor furniture. Perfect pieces for spring and summer lounging. Take advantage of flexible financing options to make your dream home more affordable than ever and enjoy free local delivery on every purchase. Shop at your own pace in a low-pressure atmosphere with help from experienced interior designers who are ready to bring your vision to life. Visit Adirondack Home Furniture at Riverside Center, Utica, or online at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Adirondack Home Furniture. Create the home and the patio you've always dreamed of.
Ferris commercial mowers set the bar with racing-inspired patented full suspension and integrated cutting decks so you can go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Ferris Experience Suspension. Take advantage of the best financing and prices of the year. Visit us at whitesfarmsupply.com.
Near the power and power equipment. White's Farm Supply.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. We're giving you the best deals of the season. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
You know, for 100 years, you're not doing too bad.
I know. I think I look good for 100.
I think so, too.
Yeah, well, that's what I tell people when they say, man, you look old. I'm like, you realize I'm 100. I think I look pretty damn good for 100 years old.
I feel it.
Listen, on December 5th of this year, WIBX turns 100 years old. It's pretty wild, right?
Yeah, it's a long time.
It is it's an incredible...
I think we still have some of the original equipment in here.
Not in here. I had taken
That's true. They redid it. Oh.
I took some family over to the old building the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And which is over by the Utica Curling Center. And you can't get in there.
Yeah.
It's all locked up. And I think everything's been purged. Everything good is gone.
Pretty vacant. Yeah, it's pretty vacant in there.
But when I walked in after I started here back in 2012 or 13, whatever it was, you'd walk in there. There were memos on the wall. It was like a big nuclear explosion. And the building survived, but none of the people did. And, there's a coffee cup on somebody's table with moldy coffee still in it. I mean, people just up and walked out. It's like, we're moving to the new place. And here we are today.
You're absolutely correct. It literally was one day there, next day here. Go ahead.
I still worked over there for a little while until I actually came over here because they needed somebody there to stay there for a while.
Just to monitor and
yeah.
And then I swear to God, when I first started here, there wasn't even a lock on the door. Nothing was locked up. People would walk right in.
Yeah.
Have some parties.
One of the things was, and Davey might know more about this, there was still transferring of equipment, and there was still stuff that we needed there. It was kind of figuring it out. Some equipment stuff was still figuring it out on the go. And then, of course, our former engineer, Tim, had a ton of equipment. He had equipment from, I don't want to say, how do I want to say this? All different varieties, through generations. Equipment that he had maybe as a backup that, if one thing doesn't work, you need something else. So he had all kinds of stuff. Man, the stuff that he had.
And people
could have started a radio or a communications museum with the stuff that he had.
People do not realize, some might, but that the WIBX towers are over there.
Yes.
Those are the towers we still use.
Yes.
The transmitter is still over there.
Yes.
That's where we really do broadcast from. So, not here. I mean, we do. You know what I mean.
We broadcast from here, but the signal's transmitted,
In studio right now is Jim White with the Ride for Missing Children. James, good morning. Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Sorry you had to sit through that little piece of history, but 100 years.
That's a long time.
A long time. A lot of things have happened in the news when you really think about it.
Oh, my
100
goodness.
years.
Yeah.
Okay, how many years is the Ride for Missing Children now? What are we up to?
This is the 29th year.
29 years. And in those 29 years, what have you accomplished?
Well, we've raised lots of money to the mission has changed. We used to raise money for paper posters. Well, that's gone away. It's now all electronic. But we've brought thousands and thousands of children home as a result of our activities. Plus, we also give money to the National Center Missing Exploited Children. They wonderful organization. They have educational programs. They train law enforcement, students, parents, everybody else.
There are so many elements of training, right? Depending on who you are and what your situation is, you may be the parent, the school districts, the teachers, and I mean, there's so much that we all can do to prevent something bad from happening.
That is true. We were just talking last night on a training ride. AI has changed the face of the game too. Now it's they're using that in sextortion, and there's hundreds of thousands of cases of that every year. And we're talking, as I said last night, and a couple dozen children have committed suicide because of that.
Terrible.
NCMEC does have a program, Take It Down, which will take all these images off the web.
Yeah. And I think there's new legislation that is probably going to pass. That is, it's Take It Down legislation. So I think it's about time, right? Okay, Ride for Missing Children. What can you tell us? Can people still get involved? All of that.
Too late for that.
Yeah.
We opened registration January 1st. We close it April 1st. We have to order apparel and everything else and do our planning. But too late to register. Be on the lookout next January 1st.
Yeah.
For the 30th year. As you said, this 29th year, this year we're leaving Elevate Sports Complex, Route 233 at 8:15 in the morning. Riding through Utica, Marcy, Rome, Oriskany, Verona, going to Oneida, where we turn around and start heading back. We get to New Hartford Rec Center at about 4:30.
And I think every year it's ended there, right?
Yes, it has.
Yeah. One of the cool things that you guys do is stop into schools.
Yes, we do. We'll be seen by 2,600 kids on our ride. We'll be riding by 8 schools, stopping at 4 more for rest stops and meals.
Awesome. And then how many will be riding this year?
We have 171 registered riders. We've got 54 volunteers. 30 family members of missing or recovered children will be with us that day. And so that's
that's pretty impressive.
That's what set the hook for me.
Yeah.
The family members. It's the impact you can have on those people. It's pretty impactful.
And most children who come up missing, they know the person who is the abductor.
That's
oftentimes.
Correct. Yep.
More so than
stranger abductions are fairly rare.
Yeah, and but however, that's really what inspired everything that we do.
Yes,
Sarah Ann Wood.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's really quite incredible. All right, what do you want people to know? It's Friday. You guys got to be out there, so be on the lookout.
Yep, yeah, it's, having people roadside to cheer us on is pretty inspiring. This year, you should be able to follow us in real time on the road. If you go to our website, rfmc-mv.org, scroll down and to news and updates, and there'll be a link there to find out the real-time progress of the ride.
We'll be watching for you on Friday.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate what you do there. So
thanks very much.
All right. That is the Ride for Missing Children, and it's this Friday. Be on the lookout. It all ends right around 6:30ish.
Oh no, 4:30.
4:30 now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the New Hartford Rec Center.
Correct.
Okay. I always remember it being around 6 o'clock.
Well, it used to be,
Yeah.
but when our ride was so large, almost 500 people. We had to shorten the distance of the ride because it took us so long to.
That's wild. Well, that's a good problem to have, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good deal. Thank you so much for what you do. I wanted to end quickly with Manansky and your.
Yeah, it's a car issue. It's an automobile issue. I thought I had a muffler that was going. It turns out it's further up in the exhaust system, and I think somebody tried stealing my catalytic converter.
Probably in the middle of the night. Happens all the time.
As I'm bracing for impact when I get this bill. My car's so loud it vibrates the whole neighborhood when I leave in the morning. They love me now.
I had a situation with my vehicle where it had it was kind of plastic, but it wasn't covering underneath.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there was like a slit and there was a hole in it, and I thought I hit something. And they told me there was probably somebody in the middle of the night trying to get up into your catalytic converter. Yeah. And that's probably what happened. So
yeah, instead of like $400, I think I'm looking at $2,000.
It's terrible.
In a vehicle that's probably not even worth $2,000.
Yeah. Listen, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and if I'll be there tomorrow with a procedure that they do that's very similar to going to a chiropractor, but it's much more extensive. About 35 minutes or so, and you walk out feeling like $1 million for the month. I go once a month for this. But also, if you need a new family doctor, they're accepting patients. Call today, 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. And the official coffee of this radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. News is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Will he be charged with terrorism and a hate crime? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The man in the U.S. illegally who is accused of attacking a pro-Israel march in Boulder, Colorado. For now, he's facing weapons and assault and murder charges, though so far we know of no deaths.
8 people were burned by the suspect using what is described as a makeshift flamethrower.
The suspect was heard to yell, "Free Palestine," during the attack.
Mark McCulloch with the FBI in Boulder. The victims were participating in a march to support hostages held by Hamas in Gaza.
There's a woman who was on the ground bleeding out. Oh my gosh, sorry. And then there are 2 other women whose calves were burned.
The suspect is identified as an Egyptian national named Mohammed Sabri Soliman, and authorities say he is illegally present in the country, having overstayed his visa.
That's Fox's Evan Brown. As they protested Hamas still holding hostages, Israel hit Hamas with more airstrikes in Gaza, where Palestinian officials say at least 14 people were killed the day after 31 died when gunshots hit a crowd near a food distribution site. Israel denies it's responsible, saying they only fired warning shots and not at civilians. Russia and Ukraine holding direct talks today in Turkey, but they've been far apart so far, trying to work out a ceasefire. After Ukraine's biggest attack inside Russia over the weekend, Fox's Peter Ducey reports from the White House.
We were told yesterday that President Trump was actually given no heads up during the year and a half of planning by Ukraine for these complex drone strikes against Russian long-range bombers at various airfields.
That's Fox's Peter Ducey again at the White House. The Senate is working this week on the House-passed Big Beautiful Bill, as President Trump calls it, to fund his agenda from border security to tax cuts. Some Republicans won't support it until there are more spending cuts. GOP Senator Ron Johnson tells Fox Sunday Morning Futures the bill will make the national debt bigger.
My loyalty is to the American people, to my kids and grandkids. We cannot continue to mortgage their future.
America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.